Hey, how's it going, guys? Captain Kuba here, and welcome to Podcast 9, number 9. This is a very special one. I have the freaking Avengers of God of War YouTubers right here, right up above me, because he's better than me. I got the Fukas. Next to him, we have John Ford, and then Sevenir right next to me. So welcome, guys. I hope you guys like this. And you guys, welcome. How you guys been, first of all?
I've been good.
Yeah.
The hype for God of War Ragnarok is here. I can finally talk about it with all of you guys at once. So
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah, we've all had time to make our own videos, and now I think it's time to just talk for a little bit, just what we think about the game and all that. But yeah,
Right.
how you been, the Fukas, man? How's that video, the review coming along?
You gonna put me on the spot like that? So with that, to be honest, slow. Work has been hectic lately. I've been more busy with real life than content creation, sadly. But it'll be here. Maybe probably by the end of time.
All right. Sounds good, man.
The rapture will have already happened, but yeah, it'll come.
Sevenir, man, how you been?
Yeah, I'm in the same boat. Like, I'm working on a Thor video for a good while, but as he said, just life's getting in the way, so I've had to just almost abandon that.
Yeah.
But hopefully I'll get that video out in the next couple of days, maybe. I say that, but I probably won't. But
Yeah.
hopefully sometime this month.
That's just the thing about
Yeah.
working from home, man. Like, you have to do other things. I was like out of my channel for a few days when Kanaruki was sick, so I had to go to the hospital and all that.
Yeah.
Did I ask you, John? No, John actually has like a bunch of projects like coming. Like, you have a comic book or something. Like, you hired a bunch of animators. Like, how's that going, man? I'm like really excited to see that. By the way.
Yeah. The What If series. We're working on like a comic book series of like a bunch of different things that could have happened within God of War. One of the ones that we're working on right now is what if Deimos was never taken, but Kratos was.
Oh.
I think I think stories like that are really cool,
Yeah.
and like the people I have are like so excited. When I told them I want to do stuff God of War related, because I'm trying to actually like make more of a studio to create my own stories and different games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They were super excited, so I'm happy for that.
I mean, that what if it sounds really interesting as well, because Deimos is also a marked warrior. So, and I think he's the
Yeah.
son of Zeus. Like, it's not really said anywhere, but it's like, could he have powers as well? It's like, it's not really clear what would happen if Kratos was in prison. It's just, it's an interesting what if, man.
I find it interesting because like there was a moment in God of War Ascension where it's like Kratos was about to be the new Spartan general, and the guy was like, they took your brother, but you didn't let that stop you from achieving the goals of Sparta.
Yeah.
So it's like if Deimos was put in that situation, would he actually take that? I'm trying to like reverse the roles a little bit, but it's gonna be really cool when it comes out.
Oh yeah, I'm excited, man.
Oh,
So,
I have a question about that. Do you plan on doing like audiobook versions of that, like narrations and stuff, or?
Well, yeah, I'm trying to get like a bunch of like voice actors to voice as well because I
Hit me
realized
up. I'll do the boat captain. I'm dead serious. No, I'll work for free.
that's something people were asking with my new profile pictures. Like, why did you include the captain ski on your neck? I'm like, God damn it, that's brilliant, man. Just have the captain ski on it. Like, I forgot completely, but that would have been cool. All right, so I have gathered you gods here today to discuss God of War Ragnarok. Like I said, we've had time to make our own videos, and I wanted to ask you guys first, like, what do you guys think? How is the game looking so far? Is it everything you guys expected? Do you think it should be different? Take it away, John. I guess.
I love the fact that they're like the trailer was really trying to sell you on the story of how interesting the story is gonna be. They showed like Angrboda, they showed like so much stuff with the story, and I think I can't wait for it. It is everything I wanted it to be. It looks fucking fantastic. We're gonna visit all 9 realms. So I want to go back to Jotunheim so bad to look at that damn wall. So we're gonna be staring at that for hours.
Yeah.
Hours.
You, the Fukas? How about you, man?
When I first saw that trailer, like, I cannot even tell you how excited I got. It really made me feel something for real, because like I think that like the development of the fourth one or reboot, whatever, that was crazy. It seems like with this one, they're really getting to do what they want and kind of take their time with things, like because they have the budget now, like they're able to fully flesh out like Kratos and Atreus' relationship properly, and like I think the idea of it being a really long game is great. I'm all for it.
Okay. You don't think it's gonna be too long then? Like just 40 hours plus? You think it's gonna be fun?
I think 40 hours is kind of the standard around now. Like, I mean, if it's like a linear single player game, maybe like 10 to 12. But I mean, you could tell by the last one, there's nothing really linear about it. Like, I'm just hoping there's way more side quests, which I'm sure there will be.
Yeah. How about you, Souvenir?
Yeah, actually, I love the trailer. I think the foundation laid by God of War 2018, there's just so much you can build upon that. One of the good examples is like with the verticality that we noticed in the new trailer.
Yeah.
Like that's something people kind of complained about, where in say God of War 3 there was more verticality. Obviously, it makes sense with the camera change. There's certain things you can't do, but at the same time, I'm glad they've made some new additions.
How do you think that grapple? I mean, using the blades as a grapple hook will work. Do you guys think we'll have to aim it, or is it gonna be like an Uncharted 4 where just a button prompt just appears on the place where you get a grapple and just press it? Because what do you guys think about that?
I think.
I want to actually do it. I don't want to watch him do it. I want to do it.
See, that's my concern, but I think it'll slow down gameplay too much if you have to stop and then aim and look up. It's like that's one of my concerns. But yeah, John, you were gonna say something. Sorry, oh my god, I'm gonna have to juggle this. Sevenier was saying something, but John was saying, John, you go first. You go first, John, and then I'll.
Whether it's like a button prompt, like I think that would be pretty cool as well. You know, just one button and does a thing. But with combos and stuff like that, you know, if you're like gonna hit an enemy, they go over something, and then you grab onto the thing, and you know, it could work. So I'm not really sure.
Yeah, Sevenier is actually here. He's someone who has like a background in game development. Like, give us your take on the grapple hook. Wow. How would they do it, man?
Dude, I'm still studying. I have a lot.
It doesn't matter, man. I put you on the spot, man. Like you've made games now. It's all good, man.
He says he's the background in game development, watching like just started 2 years ago. We'll kill it, man, like that.
No, I agree with Kuba. It would sort of break the flow if you have to aim it, especially with the camera. So I think I could see like a button prompt for certain scripted events, but in terms of the grappling in combat, I think it'll be similar to like. Do you remember that move in God of War 2018 when you could like you throw the chain and I'm not explaining this well, but you
he starts spinning and then just do the thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think it's going to be something very similar to that in terms of the sort of button configuration.
Oh, like when you grapple with it, like when he just kind of launches it at him and like pulls him, kind of like Scorpion, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Oh, God of War 3, the L1 and circle move, the one where you just...
Yeah, I think it's the aim and the R2. Like instead of R1 where he swipes, I think it's the R2 where he launches it.
Right.
Like me, grab a nightmare and pull it to you, something like that.
Yeah. I mean, his combat just seems overall like it's gonna be a lot more visceral, just a lot faster. It seems to be going. It seems to be going good. That's all I can say at the moment. But
it looks great. The animations is fucking great, especially what they do with the axe. I remember when he like hit an enemy and then he like turned the axe in his hand to slam him back on the ground. Like the animations look really clean. I love that shit.
Yeah. It's people can complain that it looks a lot like the last game all they want, but it doesn't. It looks better. Everything's better. It looks fucking fantastic.
Some people are actually sad that there's no jump. I'm like, guys, it's not. They're not gonna change the formula. They're gonna tweak it, but they're not gonna go back to hack and slashing and all that. Not that that's bad. It's just that right now we're in the formula where the camera is a lot closer to Kratos, and we're not going back to that.
People complain about the double jump not being in God of War 2018. Like, double jumps don't make sense. You can't jump on air, you know? You can't, like, re-jump, you know?
It was a poorly excused game mechanic in the older God of War games, and in many games of that era, right? Like, other games now have tried to do it better, like that Zelda clone, Phoenix Rising Solid something. I forgot the name. It's just the Ubisoft game. Like, they give you Hermes boots, and then, like, that's how you can do double jump. So...
You could make your character look exactly like Kratos. So.
That one. All right, so here's a question for you guys. How do you guys think the game will begin? Because I think in the trailer we see something that's a bit of a giveaway. Like, what are the first scenes? And I think the first scenes are the ones we see Kratos wearing a cape, because he doesn't have the Blades of Chaos there. Like, I'm sure, like, after the intro happens, he's gonna take that off. And I find it interesting because he has the cape while seeing Freya. Do you guys think Freya will be the first boss, or will it be she the second? Like, what do you guys think about the intro?
How the game will start. I don't think they actually showed it in the trailer, right?
Okay.
I think that's like it's gonna be a lead up to that scene at the end of God of War 2018 where like Kratos walks out of the house and there's a Zeus and you see that.
You mean Thor? He said Zeus. He said Zeus. Fake God of War YouTuber. He doesn't know his
God
stuff.
of War 3 is on my
theory. Thor Zeus.
But, yeah, so he opens up the door and there's Thor. So I think like there's gonna be a lead up to that scene, but I don't think we've seen it just yet.
Yeah. You the focus?
What I think, to be completely honest, is what we see at the beginning. You know, Kratos is over the fire making arrows, and Atreus comes back with the deer.
Yeah.
That is going to be the very start of the game. Like we're going to
like main menu, like we click new game,
right.
and that's gonna be it.
Like the main menu, like as soon how it starts, and the tree, and Kratos is at the tree. If it's going to start, it's the exact same. But with the Freya stuff, from what I'm seeing, like I just feel like it's I feel like that's not the first time that's happened. Okay. I feel like she's kind of been gunning for him for a good while. I mean, it's been 3 years. So she's been after their asses for a bit. Yeah. And
she's been like jumping back and forth, like maybe this time. Oh crap, maybe this time.
Yeah. Right. And you notice how Kratos just like he's like, bam, get up out of here, and just like throws his ass off a cliff. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like he's like, all right, I don't want to hurt you. I'm just getting you out the way. But I think Thor's probably going to be the first boss. It makes sense because you can start off with your weapons and abilities maybe, but it just makes sense from a game perspective. Like fight the first boss, maybe get your ass kicked, lose all your powers, and just have to grind up from the bottom again. That's just what I'm thinking.
Before I get to another question, let me just ask Savanir, how does he think the game will begin?
Yeah, actually, so my theory is very similar to John's. I was going to talk about this in my next video. Mm-hmm. It's maybe a bit chaotic, what I'm going to explain, but you know how God of War 2018 was one shot? Yeah. So what if they so as John mentioned, what if God of War Ragnarok starts from the secret scene? So technically, if you combine the two games together, they're all one seamless shot. It sounds a bit
Oh shit! Oh yeah, I never thought of that. I see. Like the shot has not been broken. I got you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was sort of the theory I had. I think it would be genius. Like first of all, I believe no game has really done one shot the way God of War 2018 does, and to make it even crazier, you combine these two games, and it's like one shot. That would be
so if you play them back to back, like the camera doesn't break away. I see what you're saying. It's an interesting idea. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I think as well. It just honestly makes sense story wise to keep it going.
Yeah. And you the focus, you kind of brought it up, like Kratos being depowered at the beginning. How do you think that's going to happen? Because before the game was shown, I had this idea that Kratos was going to go to Valhalla. He was going to die, go to Valhalla, and then the first few missions, it was going to be him getting back together with Atreus, right? Like, how do you think they're going to separate the Thor and Kratos fight? Because I don't think either one of them is going to die in the beginning. I think it would be... Go on, sorry.
No, I'm just thinking... I want to say that fight will be a stalemate, but I think the weapons will just get kind of banged up.
Okay, all right.
I think it'll just be just all out war, just brutal shit. Like maybe the blades get ripped off of them in a thunderstorm or something. I don't know. It's just there's got to be some explanation for why we have to start from nothing again. Mm-hmm. Every God of War game has an explanation as to why we're nothing. Like the newest one is because it's been hundreds of years.
Yeah.
3 is because you fell in the river Styx. 2 is because you died. It's. I feel like there's going to be some way that's explained. But also with him going to Valhalla, I feel like that'll happen at some point. Probably not at the beginning though.
Yeah. I mean, it's just such a God of War thing for him to go to the underworld or an afterlife of some kind.
Right.
It seemed to make sense. What about you, John? What do you think it's going to separate? Because we all seem to agree that Thor's going to be the first boss fight. How do you think they're just going to split up and then continue the story from that?
No, I totally agree with the Fuchs. I think weapons will get banged up, and I do think that it will be a stalemate kind of a thing. But it's what's gonna end the fight as well? Nobody dies, which obviously I don't think no one was gonna die in that fight. But how is it just gonna just stop? Is Thor gonna get bored and fly away?
I think so. I think Thor's gonna
Yo, nothing for
Thor's gonna be
me.
toying
Bye.
with him, like, "Bro, I'm bored. Fuck you."
Yeah.
You know, is Kratos just gonna like take an L? And then Thor's like, all right, I think he's dead. Let me fly off without checking. You know, it's like there's so many aspects and ways that they can go. You know, so I'm really curious about how the Thor fight is gonna be handled.
Yeah. How about you, Seven Year? Like you talked about like the first shot of the game. What do you think it's gonna? How they're gonna? Do you think Thor's gonna be the first boss fight? First of all.
Yeah, actually, I'm on the same page as you guys, and another reason for that is because if you think about God of War 2018, while it wasn't the first scene, but one of our first encounters was Baldur, right?
Yeah.
His brother. So I think it's going to be an interesting parallel. Like we run into Thor in the same manner, and like there's as the player we can make, we can sort of might be a bit far fetched, but we could compare the two our encounters with Thor and our encounter with Baldur, how they were different. I don't know, but I do think that the game will start with Thor as the first.
The first boss, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think he even fights Freya in the beginning, because doesn't Kratos kind of like run away from Freya in the trailer?
Kratos.
You know,
Yeah, he's basically just like, "All right, get out of here."
Well, we're not really
Get off
seeing.
my sled.
Yeah, remember the trailers are kind of tricky
Yeah.
because they just hide actual information. So Kratos just kind of pushes her off a cliff or something, and then that's all we see of Freya in it. I don't think that's the end, obviously. She's just
I think maybe that part, like we're just taking off, like trying to go on whatever adventure we're gonna go on now.
Yeah.
And then here comes Freya like barefoot running through the snow and the ice.
Yeah.
And just like attacks, and Kratos just like, yo, get off of me.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's kinda weird,
Freya,
'cause
we've
it's
been through this. You can't kill me. I'll try. And then like he's got his arm like on her forehead, just like stop.
You know, and it's like is that the first time Kratos actually ran away during a fight? Like, I'm trying to remember another moment where Kratos just like kind of ran away like that. Maybe he just doesn't want to like hurt her or whatnot. I don't know.
That's what it is. He doesn't want to because he knows Atreus really likes her, and he knows that she's just like Mimir told him. She's upset. She'll get over it at some point, but I think she will because they got to bust into Asgard somehow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I feel like, go ahead, Spinner. I saw your mic go up.
No, I was just agreeing with you guys.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think like that character arc of her like coming back to the good side has to be at the end. Like she just realizes somehow that Baldur was in the wrong and Kratos needed to do that, I guess. But yeah.
I hope like there's a moment where she just like admits that, you know, 'cause she kind of screwed up as well, you know, when it comes to Baldur, you know, admitting that like, yo, she definitely made a mistake. You know.
Sorry, go ahead, Sabine. So you were gonna say something.
See, I think it's a bit of a tricky situation. Like I do think eventually Freya will understand, but they really need to build it up and give it some weight because otherwise, what happened in 2018 will just be kind of dampened, right? Like that monologue with Freya, right? How powerful that was. And imagine if like within the first hour. She's like, all right, no worries. I'm just gonna forget about Baldur. You know, I think there's gonna be some.
Yeah, it'll
some,
undermine it if she doesn't go through with it. And Corey has said, or
Yeah.
Eric, I don't remember which one. He's like, oh, you know what she said about dragging his body through all the realms. That's something. It's not just metaphorical. Maybe it's not literal, but it's like somewhere in between. It's like something's gonna happen. Like something. Wow, amazing theory. Something's gonna happen. just gave my best theory.
Something happens.
Bro, do you know how freaking sick it would be? Like, you know how when you fight Baldur, when he tries to steal Atreus, and like you just get dragged through like from the Bifrost table through like Helheim and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Like, just imagine if like somehow she kind of gets the upper hand. And like she uses her magic to create portals, and just like you go through every realm, and she just like kicks your ass for a second. Like
that'd
be pretty sick.
It wouldn't be too crazy. She has a window looking into Vanaheim in her
like,
house. Yeah.
She's probably the most experienced person with magic, besides like like Odin and her brother. So
yeah,
I guarantee you she can just go to whatever realm she wants. I mean, fucking Brock and Sindri can go to whatever realm they want, like anytime they want. So
what about you, Samir? What do you think the boss fight with Freya would look like? What do you think it's gonna go?
I think it will. Well, it's hard to really predict, but I think it will I could see it ending with Freya realizing that, I mean, again, maybe far-fetched, that she has to join forces with Kratos and Atreus if they really want to take down, the Asgardians.
Yeah.
But again, but I do think that she's gonna, she'll come around, as Mimir says.
I hope we get like a moment where it's like when Kratos was trying to relate to Baldur in God of War 2018 just before they started fighting. He was like, vengeance. That's fucked up. I forgot what he said exactly.
It will get you nowhere or something. I know or something. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that Freya and Kratos are extremely similar characters.
Mm-hmm.
They kind of like messed up their family.
Yeah, they're both forsaken gods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Now, I was gonna ask, how do you? Because she has a curse, she cannot fight anyone at the moment. How do you think that's gonna be broken? Is she gonna team up with Odin? Is she gonna find a way using magic? What do you guys think?
Odin is
100%
really.
it's Odin.
Yeah, Odin is really
sorry,
desperate.
It's all good.
Like the whole point of him, the whole point of Odin's character is to prevent Ragnarok or just like alter the events. Because when he killed Groa and he saw what she had seen of Ragnarok, he saw Kratos and Atreus coming. Like he saw them specifically in the prophecy. Like that's mentioned.
Yeah.
But so he's desperate. He's just going to do whatever he can to kind of try to kill him, basically.
Well, you were gonna say something, Seven. Go ahead.
Odin. Yeah, I agree. I think that after the events of 2018, Freya was probably in this really tough situation where she's like, okay, I really want to, make Kratos suffer, and I know I can't do this until I get my warrior spirit back. And even though she hates Odin, that was the driving factor for her to go back and say it. But here's the thing: I don't think Odin was just like, all right, I'm just gonna give your warrior spirit back. He in return probably got something out of it too. So
okay.
I think that's what's. Yeah, so I think
Yeah.
No, not in that way.
You got some.
Gee.
He got a mini game out of it. That's what he got, huh?
Yeah, mini game. Press circle, yeah.
Well, I mean,
they're watching right now.
Yeah. There's got to be something there too.
They're watching right now.
Because I guess we can get into the whole murals as well. You pick up, you open the game, but you in the Alfheim one and many others, you see Freya fighting in Ragnarok by the side of the Aesir gods. So John, do you think this is related to her getting her fighting spirit back somehow?
Question: doesn't Mimir say that she kind of asked him when they were in Jotunheim?
Yeah. She's like, I mean, if Freya visited me asking, about regarding her wings, right? I told her what little I knew about it. Yeah.
Yeah, and he said the cycle of vengeance may not be so easily broken.
Yeah.
So I don't think that she goes to Odin. I think that she hates Odin just as much as she hates Kratos right now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mimir told her a place where she could probably get rid of her own curse, and use that knowledge that Mimir told her to eventually become free. I think that's a conversation since it has been literally at the very end. That I don't think she would go to Odin. I think she finds a way to break her own
So
curse.
you think she's a lone wolf right now? She's by herself, just figuring it out.
Yeah. I think that she's going down the same exact path Kratos did, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where vengeance is driving her, right? She didn't want to break the curse, but now that Mimir is here, might as well just ask him, see what he knows.
Right.
She finds it and is lone wolfing it, trying to go against Kratos, to go against the Asgardians.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. I think she's just being a badass right now.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I guess I mentioned it earlier about the murals or the triptychs, how they're actually called. What do you guys think they depict? Is it the future? Is it the present? Is it the past? Because Mimir, I'm pretty sure Mimir says in the Muspelheim one, oh, is this going to happen? And he says it's just a matter of perception or something. And I never really understood that line. And the events of the game don't seem to be going exactly how we see them in the murals, right? So what do you guys think about the murals we open in the game in general?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sevenir. Go ahead, Sevenir. Sorry, yeah.
I actually have a good few theories on that. So first of all, about the line. So Mimir says that prophecy didn't take you into account.
Yeah.
I think it did, but Mimir was unaware of the fact that the Jotnar knew of Kratos, right?
Right.
So I think that the Jotnar are completely aware what's going on is according to plan. And the second thing I noticed, I think this is true for almost every Jotnar shrine. The story always starts from the left to the right. So there's some of the panels, for some of the depictions, the events haven't happened yet.
Okay.
Well, like for example, in Thor's shrine, you can see, well, obviously Thor isn't dead yet.
Yeah.
It's depicted he dies by the venom of the serpent.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going according to plan,
All right.
or how the Jotnar wanted it. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, John, you were gonna say something.
No, and in my personal opinion, I think that like, he said, prophecy wasn't counting on Kratos, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's extremely important. I think all the other murals and the shrines that we see are all depicting a timeline in which Kratos wasn't there to influence it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the mural at the end of the game is, the mural that, what if Kratos influenced it? I think that's the path that we're going on.
Right.
Because like Freya teaming up with the Aesir, in Ragnarok, it makes sense, right? She believes in Ragnarok. She dropped that line.
Yeah. I dearly wish I
so-
didn't. Yeah. Like she doesn't
Yeah.
want to. Yeah.
Yeah. So with like Kratos' like intervention, Ragnarok is now starting early. However, Baldur dies a lot earlier.
Yeah.
Mimir also said that, right? Like
Right.
it's happening 500 winters like earlier or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that all the other murals are depicting a timeline that no longer happens, and the mural at the end of the game is our timeline. That's what I think.
Go ahead to focus before I bring up the other topic.
I was actually wanting to make a video on this like a while back, but I really couldn't figure out how to put it into words.
Right.
Before we started, we talked a lot about like time travel and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I think what's going on here is it's cyclical. It's happened before. Like obviously it's happened before. You got Jormungandr, who's already back in the past. Like that's a prime example of the fact that this has already occurred before. Like how many times has it happened before? We don't know. But I feel like things kind of went how they were supposed to at first. Like when Thor and Jormungandr fought, like they splintered the world tree.
Yeah.
Like, because when you're traveling in between realms, you can look around, you can see the splinters of the world tree like floating in the air.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can actually see like little, or that's what it looks like.
Stars and shit.
The tree.
Yeah.
But I feel like time is so convoluted right now,
Mm-hmm.
and the world is just like kind of like all the timelines are kind of like coming together. Maybe.
Yeah.
Like, 'cause there's so much going on at once. Like the murals depict Skoll and Hati already being around. Like Mimir confirms that they already exist, even though Fenrir doesn't. Like if he says Fenrir exists, Tyr got his arm ate off. Like none of that's even shown or nothing. I feel like
What if Jormungandr traveling back in time is like the point in history which alters the timeline? Like it's kind of what messes it up from that point forward. Because I have this idea. Corey has said that Faye used to be a warrior, right? And I find this line really curious. He's like, oh, but one day she decided that fighting was not the way or something. It's like, what if...
Yeah, when she met Kratos.
What if the Faye, our Faye, the one from our timeline, is actually from another timeline? It's like she just came back after a huge loss at a Ragnarok battle. And like you said, the Fukas, it's cyclical. It's like she sees that what they're doing is not really working at the end. So you have to find another way. And this is Atreus. I don't know. I'm workshopping this idea to maybe do like a fan fiction type of thing.
I like that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what theories are, fan fiction, right?
Yeah. What I mean is like kind of like what you're doing, John. Like hiring like voice actors and stuff. Like I want to do something like a type of movie thing.
Yeah. No, I totally agree with you. Like what you said is definitely possible. Maybe Faye, seeing Ragnarok didn't really work out for them. And I believe like they met while walking in the woods, Kratos and Faye.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, like in Lore Legends, Atreus said like they found each other, and as soon as they saw each other, they fought.
Mm-hmm.
And then they stopped like immediately. I have this thing in my head where it's probably not a thing, but maybe in that moment, Faye saw like another future, where it's she met Kratos, they clashed for a second, she saw another way to win Ragnarok in the favor of the giants.
Mm-hmm.
And so like she settled down with him.
Yeah.
Fell in love with him as a person. So I think that concept is really cool as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the giants get their ass kicked in this version of Ragnarok.
Yeah.
They just get destroyed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really counting on things to go how they're supposed to, like in regards to the myth, like because there's already Sony Santa Monica's own spin on things. So I honestly, I really hope somewhere deep down that our expectations get completely subverted.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And
Yeah,
nothing
definitely.
happens how it's supposed to. Like
Yeah.
nothing happens how it's supposed to.
John won't owe me $50, and I won't owe him $50.
Oh,
This
my
is something
God.
I'm not gonna let you forget that. Don't you forget that, dude.
Wait, what is
Oh,
this? Spill
right.
the tea. What happened?
We have this bet going on who the man in the mural is at the end. I said it was Tyr, and I think you said it was Odin, or I forgot. Which one did you say it was?
I said it's possible that could be Mimir.
Oh,
or
Mimir,
Rocket
Mimir.
Syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I saw Tyr in the God of Ragnarok trailer, I messaged you, and I'm like, you know what, man, I think that is Tyr as well. It makes perfect sense now.
Pay
I
up!
told him for a reason.
Pay up!
But I'm not giving him the $50 until it actually happens. So,
Dude, it looks like
Eric-
it looks like I'm dying for $50. I'm like, give me my $50, man.
Eric, please throw me a curveball on this one. I don't care who it is, just don't make it Tyr.
Right. You want to jump in, Souvenir? You're kind of quiet, man.
Yeah. No, I was listening. I wanted to build upon what Defocus said. Like that's like a really good point. Right now, if we assume that all the shrines accurately depict what will happen in Ragnarok, then I guess it's a little bit boring because it's all predictable, right? So
Right, yeah.
for the developers, if they could if they don't go down that route and the ending is completely different, it's going to be like surprising for us players.
Yeah.
So I think I don't think it's going to be to the T. Every shrine is, accurate possibly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess it would be a bit just too predictable.
Yeah, they wouldn't. It's either not what's going to happen, or it's completely out of order to a point where you really don't understand what's going on, right? And that's something that worries me about the murals you pick up. And they're like, what if they just, because it's games, like it's not perfect. Like, what if they just threw in some character models, and we're here trying to look into the meaning of things? Because the murals are indeed weird, but I hope that's not the case. But in the first one, we see freaking Modi fighting on the side of the giants, and Freya fighting on the others. Like, who did this? Like, what is up with this? Like, what timeline is this? Is this our timeline? Is it like mixed? Maybe we have both. I just don't know, because it's just interesting to say the least. Yeah.
I find that
That's actually
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that's actually my favorite theory by you, Kuba.
The Modi one.
The Modi is alive.
Me too.
Yeah. Because of the the evidence.
I actually
Anyway,
think I messed up in something in that video. I said the other guy was Tyr, but it's actually Freya, and I'm gonna have to go look into that. So I can't really get a single video, somewhat perfect. There's always gonna be something there that I mess up. Go ahead, John.
For me, the whole Modi alive thing, it's definitely possible. We didn't see a body, and what I find so interesting is that, I believe in the traditional mythology of Balder, Modi, and Magni, they all three survive Ragnarok. They survive it, and in God of War 2018, they killed them off immediately.
Right. Yeah.
So I definitely think it's possible that at least in Balder's case, that they can make a return, in some way, shape, or form. Balder, return was very convoluted in the traditional myth.
Yeah.
So I really want to see how they're going to portray if they decide for him to come back. Because if he does come back, he could feel again. He can live a normal life like a god of light is supposed to, because he is a god of light.
Well, don't you think we might see him just during the time travel sections? Because I think we all agree that there's going to be time travel. So if we go to the past, we might encounter Balder again.
That would be really cool.
Yeah.
The whole idea of Balder coming back kind of gets me excited, because I really, really, really love him as a character. He's probably my favorite character in any of these games. He's so deep. Actually, I made a video about that 3 years ago. Balder, I think Balder is going to come back.
Okay.
In some way, but and also in regards to the Modi thing, actually maybe even Magni too. The Valkyries are imprisoned, but the gods, they have their own special way of still getting to Valhalla.
But
I don't remember where that's said, but that's actually...
It's right after you kill Magni, and I made a video on it. It's I don't really... This is really odd. People thought no, they're talking about the Valkyries. No, guys, you don't understand. The Valkyries don't take gods to Valhalla. They go by themselves. But for some reason...
How do you kill a god?
But they
you
can't
have to kill
do it,
him in Valhalla?
Yeah. I don't know. For some reason,
I believe-
they're unable to get back to Valhalla, which is weird.
I believe the line was, gods don't need help. and they do it themselves. And Atreus is like, that's weird. So why can't they come back to life? Which is really odd, you know.
My idea was that Asgard or Valhalla is somewhat locked because Odin fears Kratos, as the Fukas pointed out. Odin saw Kratos and Atreus in Angrboda's vision or something like that. He's aware of these guys, he knows what he did to the Greek pantheon. It's like, I'm gonna lock my entrances real good, you know, and that includes Valhalla. Yeah.
Nope.
No,
This guy out.
He knows exactly who Kratos is. Like people think it's kind of a mystery, but like Odin knows everything about that dude.
Yeah. What about you? Somebody you want to jump in?
Yeah. No. Also, I think it's pretty clear that Kratos is Ragnarok personified. If you think about it, in lore and legends, when he arrived, there's this section that mentions his arrival actually triggered a winter which Odin feared was
2 years. Yeah.
What the hell is up with that?
Yeah.
Go on, somebody. You're talking about it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think that, I don't know. I guess it might be like a sign for Odin, right? Okay, I gotta do something. This dude's just wiped out a pantheon, you know.
Yeah.
But I think he is Ragnarok personified also by the fact, well, what he did in the Greek realm, what he's done in 2018, and he's a serious threat. So I agree with your theory. He may have had to lock Asgard, and that might mean, like, you know, the Aesir can't, I guess, come back.
Yeah. Go ahead, John. Yeah.
I believe it was like he came, and then 2 years later, a snowstorm came that lasted for 2 years. And question: is this like, because it mentioned that Odin was extremely paranoid because of this?
Yeah.
Was this the moment that like Odin started going on like a rampage? Like he told Thor to go on a rampage, or did that happen?
I actually don't. I will have to read Lore and Legends again. I don't remember. I can
It's
look
been
up.
a while since I read that.
Yeah.
If that is the case, if like Kratos' arrival caused a snowstorm that lasted for 2 years, could Odin just like, because of this event, kind of go nuts?
Yeah.
So in realization, Kratos also caused all this to kind of happen with his own arrival, which I think kind of makes sense with the character of Kratos. I'm not really sure about that, but it's interesting.
Actually, I think the timeline mentions, I might be wrong on this, it may be after the Jotnar were wiped out. That's when Kratos arrived.
Right?
I might be wrong. I might be wrong on that though.
No, I think you're right about that. It's a very.
I'll have to check. I really don't remember. That's something I have to do, like a full timeline video, just going over things. But yeah.
Kuba, you mind if I throw out a question? I'm pretty sure it's a good one.
Go ahead.
What do you guys think about Pandora's box? Do you since all the pantheons, they're in the same world, they just have like their different areas of the world, right?
Yeah.
Like that's been said, right?
Yeah. It's. I don't know if John agrees, but it's a single planet.
I'm pretty
they've
sure
done a
Corey
pretty
said
bad
it's all
job
on the same world.
of explaining it, because in the Fallen God comics, he just goes from Greece to Egypt very easily.
I mean, I think it's simple as just he walked there.
Okay.
But there's probably like a magical barrier, sort of, so
Exactly.
to speak, that kind of like is a border between the areas. But do you possibly think that Pandora's box may have been able to spread across, like every realm? Because a lot of the
power of
stuff
hope
makes sense.
The power of hope.
No, I'm talking about like when Kratos
The
first
evils.
Oh, when he first opened the box.
Because it makes sense, because
okay.
like the gods of the Norse pantheon, there's such like staggering parallels to the gods of Greece when you actually think about it.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff, the cycles of father killing.
I think it's possible we'll
parents.
see something regarding fear, or like the evil fear or the evils of the Great Box later in the series. I think it'll be too cheesy if it happens in the Norse one. It's like, they're evil because of this MacGuffin, and it's like it wouldn't feel as earned, like maybe later on when we forget about God of War 3 a little bit, and it's like, remember that evil dude? He's here. Because in God of War 3, we do see the evil fear leave Zeus. We just don't know where it goes, right? So, like you said, like it's all in one planet. They could have gone to other pantheons, I think. Yeah.
Only thing I would say, John, you want to go first, actually?
Okay.
Only thing I would say. Okay, yeah.
Go ahead.
Only thing I would say with the Pandora's box, since it's like an older concept before the reboot, I don't know if they would like try to reintroduce that in Ragnarok, but I like the idea for sure.
Yeah.
especially
think-
since it's like one planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the idea is really cool. And I made a video bring up that question as well. But as the years went by since I made that video, I hope not, right? I hope that you know, like there are other reasons. Like Odin is just paranoid about dying in Ragnarok because he obviously doesn't want to die.
Yeah.
That's why he's evil. The concept of Pandora's box is cool, but it also kind of doesn't make sense at the same time. Like a box can hold actual physical emotions.
I mean, we're talking about magic, a mythological universe here. So
So it's like I don't know. I kind of just want to like leave that in the past,
Right.
the Greek stuff in the past or whatnot. So
And speaking
Okay,
of
the
the
mini
Greek
games
past, John, I know you uploaded a video talking about how Kratos could go to Greece. Do you still believe that? Like, what's your take on that?
I think the possibility is fucking great, right? Tyr is this person that kind of traveled like to multiple mythologies, right? And I feel that he's with us now. I would love to see what Greece has been up to, right? Now that the mortals have hope, I would love to, really get into that because, like Eric said, Ragnarok is going to happen.
Yeah.
This is going to be the end of the Norse saga. So we got to go somewhere. We can't stay in this world that's just been completely destroyed. It's going to be pretty weird if Kratos and Atreus decide to live in a cave for all eternity, just chilling, It's going to be pretty awkward. So I would love to go somewhere else. Maybe we go back to Egyptian mythology, but, we kind of explore that in Fallen God a little bit.
Yeah.
I would love for that to happen.
Yeah.
Returning to Greece, I think, is also a good possibility.
In this game, though, like in the upcoming game?
I think so.
Okay.
I actually think a 40-hour game. Like I know there's a lot of realms, but I think it'll kind of be similar. Like some of the realms would be basically mini games, like they were in the other one.
Yeah.
Actually, I did make a video on it. It's kind of stupid. I'm not going to talk about going to get the Blade of Olympus, but like John said, what are the Greeks up to? Like, what has the power of hope done to them? Did they move on from gods, or did they begin to just actually start worshiping Kratos since he's the one who actually saved them? Like, what if Kratos is Greek Jesus now?
Yeah.
Like, I want to see what Greece
Greek
is up to.
Jesus.
Like, I don't. I know that, like John said, it's good for the past to stay in the past to avoid unnecessary plot elements. But I don't think that it should all just be completely ignored either. Like I think something needs to be there because there's still a big gap. Like what happened? There's massive plot holes in between, which I'm hoping we see flashbacks or something. So that's just my.
What about you, Xavier? Do you think we're gonna go back to Greece? Yeah.
Honestly, can you hear me? Right?
Yeah. No, I was just telling you. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah.
Oh. Honestly, I don't think in the next game. If it was like, what's the word? 3 games.
Yeah, trilogy. Yeah,
trilogy. No, I think if it was a trilogy, maybe then. I just feel like there's so much to cover in Greece. There's so much more potential after what has been depicted in throughout God of War 2018.
Yeah.
The other thing on a side note, I wanted to touch upon, as you guys mentioned, the Blade of Olympus. Is it, if I'm not mistaken, when Kratos used the Blade of Olympus on himself, after that, the blade lost its powers.
Right.
So, or am I wrong on that? Unless the power is still within him somehow, and he can unlock it again.
Yeah,
that's what I think. I think since he's still a god, he can probably turn that bitch back up to
100. What was I gonna say? I'm kind of with Seven here on the whole going back to Greece thing. I was a big, I was someone who liked the idea of going back to Greece, but like he said, that was back when I thought the game it was gonna have 2 more games in the Norse pantheon. It's like, oh, in the second game, we have to go to Greece to retrieve something, maybe the Blade of Olympus or the thing Tyr has given the humans in the tapestry. I don't know what that is.
Right.
So it could be something like that. But it's like 7 years says, I just don't think there's enough time to, divert the plot to another pantheon entirely, right? Mm-hmm. So in the interview with IGN, Corey said that he talked with Eric and they were like, oh, we need to, I don't know, you have freedom with the story, but you have to cover 3 things or something. He didn't say what the 3 things are.
Yeah.
I think it's the Jotunheim mural, who blew the horn, and something else, right? But I think a lot of things are going to be left a mystery, and that's going to be one of them, the Greek pantheon. I don't think we're going to go in the next game anymore. I wish we would, but I don't know.
I hope we go somewhere at the end of the next game. Just tease that.
We'll see the pyramids.
Yeah, so I have something to talk about for the next 5 years.
we get some more Santa Monica. You gotta give us content here, man. Just give us 30 mysteries
Give
or
us-
something, okay?
It was something, you know.
They don't have to make sense. It's all good, you know. That's the less sense they make, the better. But yeah, speaking of the ending now, I've been thinking about how the ending is gonna have a bit of a problem here because the formula of the game has changed. It's not really a scripted game anymore. You have the post game section. So Eric said we were gonna have Ragnarok. How are we gonna do the post game? Take it away, 7 here. Let me see what you think about this.
What do you mean by post game?
Yeah. Okay.
Like
So you can do side missions after the main story ends, right? So
Yeah.
if Ragnarok destroys the realms, how wouldn't that change the level design? Completely change the world? Maybe some characters from the side missions might die. How do you think they would do the post game section, or I forget what it's called, the after game?
No, you're right. Post game.
Post game, yeah.
The cheapest and easiest way to do it. I don't know if you guys remember. Have any of you guys played Final Fantasy 15?
I haven't done.
Remember after so basically, spoiler alert, after you complete the game and you want to go back to the side quest, you go through this menu. But the problem with that concept is that would break the whole sort of
One shot, yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's hard to say because you have a very valid point.
Yeah.
Unless they introduce like some, I don't know, parallel realms or something, I can't really think of any ideas on the spot.
Yeah.
Unless you guys have anything.
To
Nothing?
be honest, it could just end, and if you just want to keep playing, like you can just go back to like your last save before like
Play a new
goes
game, man. It's
down.
over with.
before all the shit goes down, and just go
Yeah.
do what you got to do. Kind of like how RPGs have that. Hey, this is it. Do you want to go? Like you cannot come back after you cross this point. So
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I meant pretty much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was gonna say as well. Like, I feel like there has to be a point, like Kuba said, where it's like you can't go back anymore. So, because Ragnarok is gonna happen, so I think that there's gonna be a point where the game is going to make so obviously clear that
Yeah.
at this point you can't go back, you can't change anything. What you have is what you have. I think whatever events happen, you're gonna rewind time up to that point. This is what a lot of video games do. So you can like replay the final mission if you want. Because I like the way God of War 2018 ended with Fimbulwinter and like there's snow everywhere. But since this is the final game of the Norse saga, I think that's what they're gonna do. You know, you're gonna rewind time up to the point where there's no return. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's something we're
What-
gonna have to wait and see. Because go ahead, Savannah, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say another thing though. I guess they can take this any direction that they want, but Ragnarok's a cycle, so through its death, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm blanking out here.
Rebirth.
Yeah, rebirth. Yeah. So I feel like what if it's kind of like what happened with Fimbulwinter in 2018? Like it's just everywhere is just covered with snow. And we can just see people rebuilding. I don't know, the Norse realms. While we just try to do the side quests.
you guys offered the cheap way of doing it. Like, just load the save or
Yeah.
just don't do anything after this point and you can't come back. Like that's kind of like the cheap way of doing it. They can do it how 7 Years says, like completely ambitious. Be like, oh, you don't have to worry about the other side missions. Like there's this whole new game. Because Corey has said that he was heavily inspired by Castlevania Symphony of the Night. And in that game, at the end, you have the chance to flip the temple, and it's not just to get the castle ending. It changes levels. It gives you new enemies. Like, what if they're working to do something like that, completely revolutionary? Like, oh, the game ended, but the world is different now. You know, like this. These are the consequences of Ragnarok. Go ahead.
that's seriously ambitious.
Yeah.
That's really, really ambitious. I hope they're able to do something like that, but that sounds almost crazy.
It's too
I think that
unbelievable.
would-
Yeah, it's unrealistic to some extent. But that's
Yeah,
how they would
that's-
fix the post
That's
game
way
issue.
too
Yeah.
ambitious.
Yeah.
I think that's like how God of War 2018 ended with more of an aesthetic change with the snow everywhere and things like that. You know, it'd be pretty cool if you a mountain used to be here in the background and now it's like completely fucking gone. Or
Also
Okay.
visually, like visually changed. You mean like? Okay.
like you see the results of all
Yeah.
the destruction that's going on. So
Yeah.
it kind of goes with the point you just made, Cuba, where it's like you're just seeing everything. Maybe you see a dead body that you destroyed of a god still hanging there. You know, I think that's a cool concept because as you play God of War 2018, the world did kind of change when you killed Baldur's dragon. Suddenly, there's like a fucking dragon there the entire fucking game. You know,
really?
So.
We didn't know
That
that.
aesthetic stuff helps.
Yeah.
The world building. So
Yeah, in the Lake of
aesthetic-
Nine, you can explore and find the dragon, and the cool thing is you can pick up an item from the dragon, like a dragon solidified tier or something. Tier, and it's that's so cool. That's what I like about the action adventure genre in general. It's like, oh, you're changing the world, you know. And God of War is one of the games that does it the best, I think, if not the best.
It definitely did it. But I don't remember another game doing it like that on that level.
Go ahead, Svenir.
Another idea I did have, but due to the fact the game's going to be on PS4 and PS5, they had to probably, there's some technical capabilities they had to sacrifice. But have you guys played the Ratchet and Clank, the new one?
Yeah, the Rifts, right? Yeah.
That would be like a really good way, but I don't think the PS4 could handle that kind of rendering.
It's gonna burn some of our viewers' houses like, if the PS4 does that.
Like maybe in future games they might try to, introduce seamless realm traveling or something. Maybe in Egypt or Greece.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can just see like a menu or Mimir says, "All right, dude, this is it. Do you want to, I don't know, do some side quests before you?"
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
Before we do our thing.
I'm sorry. Can I like throw out a question?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, dude, don't worry about it. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. Yeah, because Furore on Twitter, she brought this up last night. But do you guys think Mimir is going to live throughout the whole game? Because she made an excellent point where it's like Mimir is not ours. Mimir is technically dead. I forgot exactly what she said, but since he's technically dead, is he gonna survive throughout the game? She said, maybe Freya can like snap her fingers because she did create the magic that reanimated his head.
Yeah.
If she does get her hands on Mimir, can't she just end him?
Probably.
Well, do you guys think he'll live?
I've always had the idea that Mimir's gonna stick around in the series forever because he's an important character, but not an impactful one. It's like if he dies. But I'm just thinking about that idea now that he's technically dead, and I'm picturing Atreus about to exit the border of the Norse realm, and Mimir's like, "I cannot go with you, laddie." It's like, why not? It's like,
I love that Scottish shit.
Yeah. Oh, you know what, Savanir, you're Scottish. You can do it, man. Okay.
No, I can't do it. I don't even sense.
He's like, I want to have fun. Keep going with this Scottish accent. So anyway, like he's about to exit the Norse pantheon. He's like, I can't go with you, and he's like, but you know what? It's okay. I'll step with you. And then as he steps through the border, he just dies. He ceases to be. I'm like, I don't know. I can see myself crying. Like, dude.
Or Stig Runner comes back and is like, yo, come with me.
Yeah.
Like, that's some sad shit. Man.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, I'm sorry, Savanir. I tried the Scottish accent, man. I'm sorry.
No, I think you sound more Scottish than me, man. You're fine.
But yeah, we kind of just jumped straight into the ending. How do you guys think, story-wise, we talked about like the gameplay, how it's going to be at the end. How do you think story-wise this is going to end? Like, is it... I don't think it's going to be a happily ever after, but is Kratos and Atreus going to be separated by the end? Like, what do you guys think about that?
As much as people really don't want to think about it, Atreus is going to be the torchbearer for eventually. Like, they got to give Kratos a break. They got to give that motherfucker a break. He's been around for like 20 games now.
He's channeling his inner lady,
Time to retire Kratos. It really is.
Yeah.
I don't think it's time to retire Kratos. I just think like
he can go into a mentor role maybe, but not die.
Yeah.
Like his father figure, like he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like I like Atreus. I like where they're taking him. How in this game his motivation for making Kratos leave is I want to find out who I'm supposed to be. Like my life does not end in this forest. When I first heard that shit, I was like, Atreus is a very important character. Don't kill Kratos, but let Atreus take the stand.
Oh no, I agree. I don't think they should kill Atreus because, like I said, he's gonna be the torchbearer to some extent. I don't know if it's gonna be they might take breaks. Like the series might split off, depending on how successful it is, which it really is. But yeah, sorry, Savanir, you were going to say something.
What was I gonna say?
I saw your mic light up, but you might have just made a regular noise, but it's okay.
Yeah. No, nothing's coming to mind right now.
Nothing regarding the ending. Okay, all right.
The ending. Do you guys think Atreus would leave with us, or would he stay to become like the new leader of the Jotnar to ensure that they can live on? I don't know.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that?
That's what I mean. It's like I feel like they have to spread out what makes God of War fun if they want to split the series. So it's like if they want to convince Atreus to be the new protagonist, give him Egypt, give him the Leviathan axe and the Blades of Chaos. Like give him some things that are familiar, that feel God of War, so they can ease him into the role of the protagonist, right? And Kratos can just go, because Kratos has a fan following in and of itself, so he can just go and do something else. But I don't know how giving the blades would work to Atreus, though. I don't know. Like I always had this idea that he's gonna melt both the axe and the blades and make his own weapon. Like John said, like finding out who I am, and this moment is gonna be,
Symbolize.
In the process of making a new weapon from his father's and his mother's, something symbolic like that.
What I believe is, if they end up going their separate ways, like Kratos lets Atreus be a man, and because the kid's not just some plot device like people think he is. He's not going to get kidnapped and stuff. He's not going to die. Like he's not going to be used as this waste of writing because he's been so well written so far.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Kratos is probably just going to give him the axe because that axe itself is a symbol of the Jotnar. Like that's Faye's. That's what she used to protect her people. I think he's just going to give him that. The blades, I think Kratos is going to keep those because he's cursed to carry him forever.
Yeah,
Good point. Never get rid of them.
Yeah.
So what?
And he also says.
Go ahead, Souvenir. Go ahead.
Oh, and he also said, like, remember when he runs into, I think it was Brock or Sindri, and he's like, "This will never be a family, something I'll pass down the blades."
An heirloom. Yeah, it's not going to be passed down to Atreus.
Heirloom. Yeah.
Heirloom. Yeah. Go ahead, John. You were gonna say something.
No, I think I think definitely Atreus knows how to use the Leviathan axe, right?
Mm-hmm.
We saw in Alfheim when Kratos went into the light and he came out. There's just like bodies everywhere, and Atreus definitely used the axe. You can see the axe on top of a stack of bodies.
Yeah.
I do think some of what you guys said was right. I do think the axe was originally Faye's, given to Kratos. Kratos gives it to Atreus to do his own thing. Definitely not the Blades of Chaos, but I think the axe is definitely a symbolic weapon.
Yeah.
So I think that he does become, the new guardian of, the giants, given the Leviathan axe. I don't know if they're going to separate, but I do think that, the end of the game is going to center around Atreus becoming who he's meant to be as a person.
All right. Now that you mentioned the Alfheim and the piles of bodies of Dark Elves, I just had this idea, because when we come out of the light, Atreus is coughing a little bit, and it's one of the symptoms when he gets mad, right? When he starts attacking the dead troll, he starts to cough, like his anger gets the better of him. What if he was able to kill all of those Dark Elves because he used his rage in that moment? We don't really see it. We only see the aftermath, which is him coughing, right?
There's no other explanation. I think you're right.
Yeah, because I've always wondered, like, how did he kill so many people? And like,
he was
hold on, he's coughing. Yeah, like what precedes the coughing? It's like him getting angry. Yeah.
In the book, he was there for days. Like it was explicitly stated, like that kid was fighting those elves for days.
Yeah.
So I think you're right.
Yeah.
He definitely tapped into that Greek side.
See, this is why I like doing these conversations, because you realize things when you start talking. I never really put those 2 points together. But yeah, it's interesting to think.
I think it's really cool because he was almost going into like this rage mode when Modi was like cracking jokes about his mom and powerless to save his father. That I want to see more of. That got me so interested. But we didn't get to see it again. And I feel like now that he knows he's a god, if he would get to that point again, what the hell is gonna happen?
Right.
I think they're really trying to push this kid. Like he's gonna have a lot of more strength than he did in God of War 2018.
Right, of course, yeah. Mm-hmm. Do you think that has any relevance, Sevenier, the whole rage thing with Atreus? Do you think that's gonna come back?
Yeah, I think it's not that he necessarily after seeing how he reacted, he got a bit full of himself.
Yeah.
But the problem is it's in his nature, right? It's something he's going to constantly fight. He'll have to deal with it. He'll have to learn to, as it says, break the cycle.
Yeah.
And so I think there will be moments where we will see him, freak out, just because it's something. It's like this internal battle. We'll have to.
What if that's what Odin wants from Atreus? Because I don't think the gods have explicitly said that they need access to Jotunheim. They're just looking for the last giant, right? And what if that's what Odin truly wants? Kind of like what Ares had in mind for Kratos. It's like, oh, I get to rule this, chaos itself. Like I get to wield them, right? What if that's what he wants with Atreus? It's like, oh, he sees something in this guy. It's like, oh, he has that pantheon destroying blood I want so much or something. It's just, and he's young. And he's young. It's like I can manipulate him because he's young now. Like, if I get him now, it'll be better. But then again, they weren't looking for Atreus because the gods didn't know that they were looking for the last giant, which they thought it was Faye, but then it turned out to be the kid. But then again, Odin knows the future, so he might have not told them what his real purpose was.
Odin's definitely hiding shit because he knew how to get rid of Baldur's problem. He knew everything. He saw everything. He killed the person who predicted who saw Ragnarok, so he knows. He's playing his cards close to his chest, which it's from what we've already been told. Odin is just this insanely manipulative, cowardly, just piece of shit, right? So yeah. We're definitely on something.
Okay, by the end of the game, what characters do you think will die? What do you think, Souvenir? Yeah, look at John.
Here we go. I'm waiting for this moment.
Yeah.
I think Tyr's gonna die.
Okay.
I think Jormungandr's gonna die. I'm just gonna list a bunch of names right now. I can explain all of these. Pretty much, I think everyone's gonna die, but there will be a few. Like for example, in Norse myth, it's I believe as John mentioned, it's Balder, Magni, and Modi that continue on after Ragnarok. So there will be some key characters, I believe, and maybe Angrboda, possibly.
Angrboda dying. Wow. Okay. All right.
No, not die as in she continues the legacy of the of the Jotnar.
Right.
But I'm just guessing here.
Yeah.
It's really all we can do.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who dies? Thor dies. Brock and Sindri die. Mimir dies.
What? Whoa! Go back. Well, Brock and Sindri, you're killing these poor dwarves, man. What?
No, honestly,
Kaptain.
The only people who I think is gonna die is Thor is gonna die 100%. I think Tyr is definitely gonna die.
Okay.
I think all the Aesir are gonna die.
Yeah.
Maybe Yarmungandr as well, because this is the end of the story. There's got to be some people who are not gonna make it.
Yeah.
It's just got to. Not everybody's gonna come out of this squeaky clean. So
Yeah.
I do think I don't know who exactly is gonna die, but there's gonna be a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right. From what I think, I don't want to name names of who I think is gonna die because it's gonna be a shitload of people. Like the fucking the little dog over there, chilling minding its own business, is gonna die. The way I'm thinking is, it just needs to be, how when you're assaulting Olympus in God of War 3.
Yeah.
It needs to be like that times 100. We need that scale. We need to see just carnage out. You need to see the flame giants just beating the shit out of stuff. They have the hardware. They could probably do that on PS4. I've seen impressive shit on PS4. They can do it.
Yeah.
So it's...
they'll squeeze some more power out of it, but it's gonna be near to the point that the PS4 is gonna blow up, because I remember when I had a PS4 Pro and the fan, people heard it in the streams.
Right.
It was crazy.
Yeah, you guys remember that keynote before the PS5 was coming out, and the guy was like, "Well, there are some games that the PS4 just was taken to its absolute limit," and the very first game they showed was God of War 2018.
Right.
You remember that? It pushed the PS4 to its limit, and it was loud as hell on the PS4.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
But to what Defuke said, I think that would be so fucking cool, right? Imagine if Ragnarok started, and you look in the distance, and there's a fire giant fighting this tiny little dot, which is a god. You just don't know which god it is.
Yeah.
There are three flies surrounding around these big giants in the background. Make the scale huge, right?
Yeah.
This is it. This is the
So
end time.
essentially, what we saw in the flashback of the Great War with Atlas, and then just being there in person. Yeah, that would be sick. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like I want to see like little tiny Valkyries like trying to fly around the giants. Just.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see Ragnarok, man. I really am.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was gonna ask. Let me look up at the notes. So hold on a sec. Characters, the ending. Yeah, I mean about the new characters. Like we got Durlin and Kubota. Like how important do you guys think Durlin is going to be? Because he seems to have a lot of scrolls, man, and I just don't know what his role will be. Like he seems to be.
I don't think he's anything special. I think he's gonna work on the shield for you. I think he made it.
All right, okay.
I think he made it.
Oh yeah, you made the theory video that he made the shield, right? Yeah.
I just got a feeling he made it.
Okay.
Because like, how else you gonna explain the upgrades? Because like Brock and Sentry ain't gonna do it because they fixed the axe because they made it.
Yeah. I got you. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I never thought about that. So.
Yeah. The only thing they say about the shield is that Kratos gave it to, Faye gave it to Kratos on the night of their anniversary. I think that's the only thing.
Right. I think it was the first anniversary of when they met, when they fought each other.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. Just imagine them just exchanging gifts. Like, here you go, Kratos, my love, and then I don't know what Kratos gave her.
Gave her like a deer head or something.
Yeah. Food for a month.
Well, we all know what obviously Kratos gave in return.
He gave her the mini game.
Atreus. No, you gave him Atreus. Technically, you know.
Dude, someone made a. It was a while back. Someone made a kind of disgusting comment in one of my live streams, but I thought it was funny as hell. I was like, technically, Faye is sleeping with Kratos' first wife and child because you know the ashes are on his body, and like I never thought of that. That's
Dude. Okay, that's enough for today.
And demonetized. There you go. That's it. Like, I ruined it for you, Defukas. I'm sorry, dude. I ruined it.
Anyways, Durlin.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be important. This is so hard to come back from that.
God damn it.
Dude, imagine when David Jaffe.
Sorry, guys.
I don't know if you guys saw it. David Jaffe it was funny as hell. He's like, oh yeah, I would like God of War games to be sexual again. And he's given this example of like Kratos sleeping with Freya. Boy, go chase the rabbit. It was the funniest crap ever, man. And it was hard to recover. So I am sorry. I know what it feels like. So Durlin, John, take it away, man.
When we see him in the trailer, it does kind of have like a book with like snakes on it. So I think maybe he might be like this old man type character you see in movies that like just knows a lot.
Yeah.
Right, we go to him for some knowledge and just like drops something and continues the plot.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's pretty much all, you know, especially a guy who probably knows Tyr.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much all, you know, he kind of is. You know,
Yeah.
maybe he does work on the shield. I didn't think about that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
He made the shield. Holy shit.
Yeah. I guess we're kind of gonna get into the end here. Like, people ask me like, when do you guys think the game is gonna be released? What do you guys think?
April or March, because of like that. Those are usually the months.
Mm-hmm. So like 2020,
I would think so.
2023, I think.
I mean, it was supposed to come out this year. I think it's safe to say it'll probably come out around April. Yeah.
April? Okay. All right.
I think a release date is going to be shown to us at the Game Awards.
Really? Okay.
I think
I think it's
so.
too early, man.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna go quiet for a bit. Like it's gonna be at least 5 months before we see something again.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't. What about you, Jan? Like, when do you think they're gonna show the game again?
Next time they're gonna show it, I think.
Or the release date. Sorry, the first question was the release date as well. Yeah.
Well, release date. Look, I just hope that it's not March because I'm not gonna be available to play the game. So,
he's gonna be
Make it March, man. I gotta beat him to the theories, man. He's just gonna be having fun. I'm just gonna be here working, man.
I'm gonna steal your
I hope it's released on 420 again. You know, I can have some fun on that day and play the game.
Of course.
So yeah, just release it on April 20th. I hope it's not like the end of 2022.
Yeah.
Like I hope I don't gotta wait like a whole year to play the game.
Right.
No.
Yeah. What about you, Sevenir?
Yeah, I do believe it will be. But then again, when you think about it, March and April is a bit too soon, right? For such a large scale project, it's their biggest project ever.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
Do you think they
wait.
could cover that much?
So you guys are talking about this March and April, like right now, like in a few months?
Yeah.
That's
That's-
kind of what I was thinking.
That's
But-
way too early, guys. That's
sometime
no.
next year.
Yeah.
That's way too early,
Yeah,
man.
way too-
But they've been working on
Yeah.
it since like since right after finishing the last one, right?
Yeah, 5 years.
And plus, I mean, they updated the graphics, but everything's already there. They're not having to start from scratch again. Like they're reusing a lot of
Yeah.
assets, which there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like
Exactly. Yeah.
everything's already there, so the process is definitely a lot quicker than it was before.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, Cuba. I know you know it, but I believe there was like an interview with like Jason Schreier, that guy, where he said that the biggest issue with God of War 2018 was made the lighting and the engine and that stuff, and like now that it's there, it can come out a lot quicker. And it was supposed to come out in 2021, as
Right.
Christopher
Yeah.
Judge on Twitter said. So
Hey,
there's a chance it could release early 2020.
I'm optimistic in the sense that I want to play it tomorrow if I can. Today, hell, it's just like
Right.
any.
I think it's mostly finished. Like, just there's something just
Okay.
because I mean, even when they first showed it, like at E3 back in when they first showed it, E3 2017 or 2016.
The first game, E3 2016.
Oh,
Yeah.
I wonder how far they were on that one.
Oh, not far at all. Like if you watch the Racing Curves documentary, they were like, "Oh, we know what we want. Now we have to make it." It's like, "Oh, people like this. We have to." They had only a few things, maybe what the axe was gonna. But even if you look at that demo,
Yeah.
how the axe play is so much different than in the final product. It's super slow in that. So,
Yeah.
but I do agree with you guys. A lot of things are mostly done. But I just don't. I'm kind of with 7 year here. I don't. I see April or March being way too soon. Because
You think maybe summertime?
Summertime seems to make sense too.
I mean, if anything, they could go holidays, like to go big. Like
Yeah,
just
I mean,
chill.
they would obviously sell more if they go holidays, right? Like that's usually time when Cyberpunk wanted to release during the holidays as well. So
Don't bring that up.
don't bring that up.
Don't bring that up.
No, what I mean is like if they want to sell even more copies than doing it in the holidays, it would be a first for the series though. But
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because a lot of the games have been released in March and April.
Yeah, they've always been
Based on
streamed.
that trend.
if it's not December or like the holidays in general, I do think it's gonna be pushed to early 2023, like March. Because when you said guys,
Don't do it to me, man.
don't do it. Oh, people, dude, they're gonna blame me. Like if it does happen, like it was Captain Cuba. He made it happen because Santa Monica was watching. Like, oh guys, we can take. That was the reasoning. It's like we pretty much told them they can take their time, and they took it.
That pissed me off, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of upset about that. Like, John and Cuba made the game be delayed.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
People are stupid though. Yeah.
Did y'all get death threats?
We didn't. Well, at least I didn't. You did?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay. Shit.
I know how fucking wild Twitter can get. Like, you'll get death threats over, like, I don't know, fucking farting in a dark alleyway by yourself. So, like,
What do you want to tell us about that? The focus? You know, you're-
there ain't much to say besides I had to wipe after.
Anyway, well, we're talking about the release date. Yeah, I want to stay positive, man, but it's like they showed it in the September. I just don't see it releasing this March. It's too early. December, if anything. I don't know. So the focus says that it'll be shown at the Game Awards, like the release date. What about you, John? Like, when do you think we'll see it again? Then
I don't think a release date will be shown at Game Awards, but I think Game Awards, I think that's pretty good, right? Show off more. But what would they show at the same time? Is part of me doesn't think they're going to show at the Game Awards because they showed a lot in the last time we saw it. They showed gameplay, they showed story, they showed teasers.
Yeah.
I don't think they're in a position where they have to show something because that hype train is still going strong.
Oh, yeah.
You know, people haven't forgotten about Ragnarok. It's still fresh in everybody's mind.
Yeah.
So I think maybe the next time we'll see it, I don't know what event, but at a time where we've all forgotten about it, like the hype has gone down a little bit. Maybe when the PC release comes out for 2018,
Okay.
who knows?
When's the next state of play? Do y'all know?
No, this hasn't been confirmed
It's
yet.
I
It's
think
random.
I think they may have one like a special state of play where they kind of do like like Bandai did Elden Ring. Maybe they might even have a separate stream just for it, but they'll probably show like an extended gameplay trailer, like maybe like 10 or 15 minutes at some
Yeah,
point.
they can-
like they did at E3 that one year.
Yeah, they can't show a trailer now. It has to be a gameplay footage of them.
Yeah, they have to show what's different. They have to show some new mechanics. They have to kind of
Yeah.
show what they've basically improved.
Yeah. What about you, 7 year? When do you think we're gonna see it again?
Yeah, I could see it in either the Game Awards or like a special state of play.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll most likely see gameplay at this point. I think that's what has to be shown.
Yeah.
Like what's different, what's new, you know. Although we got to see that in the trailer, like some more in-depth analysis, I think will be
Yeah.
what is needed.
Now you mentioned like the whole like showing new gameplay and what's new and all that. Do you think, because Tyr's gonna be in the game, do you think he's gonna have his role in gameplay as well? Like, because what do you think, Souvenir? Do you think he's gonna play an important role in the gameplay, or he's just gonna go do his own stuff? Like, oh, I'm just gonna go. I'll meet you guys there. What do you think, Souvenir?
See, I just feel like with how the camera's placed and all that would be maybe a bit chaotic having that many characters, because some people have even been saying Mimir might tie into gameplay, right?
Oh, yeah.
So imagine you have like these 4 or 5 characters or whatever. I mean, of course they could go down that path, but personally I feel like you'll have more story significance than actual, you know,
Yeah.
gameplay.
Yeah. John,
go, you know?
do you think Atreus is gonna be playable? We talked about Tyr, but do you think Atreus will have a playable section or something, kind of like Alien: The Last of Us 1?
No, I don't think so. I think Atreus is like perfect the way he is as a guy, you know, who supports you in battle. You know, if they do go that route, I'd be perfectly fine with it because I really do like Atreus as a character.
Yeah.
With the whole Tyr thing, I've thought about this like a lot, and I've never made a video about it because I just don't know. Is he going? If he does have an early death, they won't have to worry about implementing him into gameplay. But is he going to be like following us, like walking around? You know, that's a thing. You know, I don't think he'll have.
Here, I can help. He brings you something. It's just, here.
like, come on, man. Here I am. Like,
Oh my God, two Quadrathros. Oh my God, two.
How are they gonna do it? Is he just gonna follow us like an escort
Yeah.
mission? You know, what in the hell are they gonna do with this character? That's why I've never made a video about it. I don't know what.
But see, yeah, they have to make him meaningful. They can't just make him an escort like in Resident
Yeah,
Evil 4.
exactly.
He's the freaking God of War. Like, if you don't respect him during gameplays, you're not gonna respect him when he's a badass in cutscenes. You know, you have to. So I don't know if
Is
he's
he gonna
going.
be like a new mechanic, like how Atreus is like a square button with the arrows? Is he gonna have his own dedicated button as well? You know, it's so weird.
He's
so
gonna be the touchpad.
Yeah, he's gonna be like L1 and square. You know, it's like,
Well,
I don't know.
I
how
do
they're
have
gonna
one
do
idea.
it, so.
Go ahead, Souvenir.
I do have one idea. So, are you guys on board with the theory that they will try to separate Atreus from Kratos to make him like age him even further? Atreus, are you still on board with that?
The
after
focus
seeing
is something to say. Go
Atreus?
ahead. The focus. Yeah, go ahead.
The idea, I actually I kind of like it. Like from kind of what I was thinking in my head is, us saving the Valkyries, them promising to owe us a debt, that wasn't for nothing. Like that was not for no reason. Like I think somehow, some way or another, I'm not going to say why because I don't fucking know. Kratos is going to end up going to like Valhalla or whatever, and I think there's going to be a time skip, possibly. Because like it doesn't say when Ragnarok's going to happen, it just says the events are going to start beginning 3 years after the death of Baldur. Like who even knows when shit's going to pop off?
Yeah.
Like maybe that's something else that Kratos has to trigger.
That's sick. Yeah, the whole idea of time dilation is cool because yeah,
Because
he's
you know
just
time moves differently in the realms.
yeah. We don't know if Asgard moves faster or slower. So it's like
Right.
depending on that. One of them could be that Kratos is away from Asgard, and when he comes back, years have passed, and then Atreus is older, right? And like the world has changed.
That's.
Go ahead, Spaniria.
Oh no, sorry. Continue.
You know, yeah, that would be an interesting idea, but the problem is like I don't think we would get to see the character development of Atreus on screen. You know, it'd be like something that happened out of
I don't
our.
think it'll happen though.
You don't think it'll happen? Okay.
Because Sony does such a good job as Atreus. I don't think that he'll just get half a game to really, flex his acting chop. Because, he's gotten older. His voice is deeper. I'm pretty sure his skills have gotten better. Like, I think Atreus is still going to be or the same age he's shown in the trailer.
Yeah. Okay.
Like 13 or 14.
Yeah. All right, Souvenir, you were going to say something?
Yeah, the whole idea was the reason I bring up separating Kratos from Atreus is that would give the opportunity to maybe say Tyr plays into gameplay now. Now he's like you know, he assists or maybe Mimir, and then when Atreus is back, there's more mechanical, you know, there's just more mechanics for Atreus because maybe he's older now. He's strong enough to wield an axe or something. That was the whole idea, but it might be a bit far fetched.
I'm looking at it from I don't know, a cool mystery perspective. It's like you see Atreus and he's different. He's got items on his bodies that weren't there before. Like he's got an eye of a cyclops or something. I'm just throwing something out there, and you as a player are like, oh shit, what happened to him? This Atreus has gone through some shit, and it's like it'll be interesting. But I think like the Fuka says, it would feel too cheap. It's like, Sonic is Atreus at the moment. They're not gonna rob him from that character role. I think. Anything you want to add, John, to that?
No, I pretty much agree. I've had the same thought that, what if they do get separated or whatnot. But as the years gone by and I see how the trailer is, I want to see how Atreus develops as a character. He's going to be like this angry teenager who just stops listening because he thinks what he believes is right. And are those decisions going to lead to something bad happening?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, as like this Loki character, he does change a lot. Like the character of Loki is someone who does change everything.
Yeah.
So I do think that there's going to come a moment where Atreus is going to be so confident what they're doing is right, and then when something goes terribly wrong, he's going to like blame himself, and there's going to be a lot more character development there.
Yeah.
Like Tyr dying, for example.
Yeah.
If he dies, it's Atreus' fault that they're even leaving the forest to go get Tyr,
Yeah.
as we saw in the first conversation.
Yeah.
So imagine we get Tyr, he dies, Atreus goes through this moment where he's blaming himself. And I want to see how they develop him as a character, through like the struggles of this game becoming Loki.
Yeah. So I guess, do we all agree that Atreus will be playable in the future? I think John and the Fukas agree with that. Souvenir, do you think we'll stick with Kratos? Do you think Atreus is going to be a new playable character or a new playable character?
I think in future titles, I could definitely see Atreus being, implemented further in gameplay. But the issue is, what was I gonna say? Yeah, like right now, I feel like there's just so much they need to cover and trying to. At most, I feel like in The Last of Us, we were able to play as other characters for a bit.
Yeah.
We might get like a sequence or two. That was my whole idea. Like if they're separated, maybe we get to play from Atreus' perspective, and I think that would work from a one-shot angle too. If they're separated and it's just like him going into like a portal or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think beyond that, in the next game, I don't think we won't play as him for more than maybe a few sequences, if that.
No, but I mean, at the end, like, do you think he'll be like the new face of the series? Do you think we'll get a game with him?
Oh, I feel like when you think of God of War, Kratos is who you think of. So I feel maybe, I don't know, like you mean like a dedicated game just for Atreus?
Yeah,
Like a
yeah,
spin-off,
like a spin-off. He's the protagonist in that game. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say.
You don't like it. Just come out of the closet, man. You don't like it, man. It's fine.
No, I like the idea. It's just from like, how do you market that? And also, it's like,
Would you like it if they did like a title change, like don't call it God of War, call it God of Mischief, like everybody in the community just keeps spamming instantly. You cool with that?
Yeah.
yeah, that would be pretty.
He doesn't like it, man. He doesn't. Don't put him. He doesn't. He doesn't like it.
It's all right.
I guess I'm just looking at it from like I don't know, because God of War, the face of God of War is Kratos, and it just taking that away, even for like a spin-off, or not even taking it away, but like having it focus on another character entirely.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Hard, I feel like.
I honestly think like, because I mean like every character we love was a new character at some point in time. Master Chief, Master Chief, Kratos. All of these characters were new at some point. So I feel like they just have to make him interesting. And I like the idea recently of Atreus killing Tyr, and this is like his moment, similar to Kratos killing his family. It's like, you kill this altruistic god, you feel guilty, and then it's like, you make him interesting. I don't want a goody two shoes as a God of War character, right? But if you give us a flawed Atreus, that would be awesome. A character that's flawed, like not from a writing perspective.
How could he be manipulated into it? Could he possibly go off the handle and lose himself in his anger? Maybe
something like that. I don't know. See, I'm just throwing out ideas here. Just like setting them up. Yeah.
I mean, it does make sense. He did shoot Kratos
Mhm.
because he was so full of like ego. You know,
Yeah.
he shot Kratos with electric arrow. So uh, maybe they do like you know, maybe I don't know, illusion of some sort. Maybe an illusion is cast. Atreus thinks that Tyr is Odin, shoots Odin. Oh, it was Tyr.
Yeah.
Goes that that tragedy to develop my character.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, I guess the last question I have for you guys is like, how do you guys see this series moving forward? Because we do know God of War is going to stick around for a while, I think. They haven't confirmed this is the last game. So do you think after this game they're going to rework the formula? Would you guys like an open world like God of War game? The Fucus and I think Souvenir, love what Elden Ring is doing right now. Would you like to see something massive like that, those interactive worlds? You're like, oh, you just came across this mountain who's a bee and then you climb it or something. Would you guys like something like that for the series?
I actually...
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, you go ahead, Zeb. You good?
Yeah. I actually really like your idea, Cuba. Remember how you mentioned with Atreus having the ability to shapeshift, that could possibly tie into, him turning into, I don't know, like an eagle or something, and that has gameplay implications.
Yeah.
I really like that idea. I think it would be a very good opportunity.
Yeah.
For future games for sure.
Yeah. Go ahead, the Fucus.
My idea is kind of something similar. What you said, like presenting this, this vast open world, nothing like holds your hand. You can just explore to your heart's content.
Nothing like not like Horizon Zero Dawn or
not like massive, but like something small enough that's just so full of content that doesn't really, it's not like overwhelming.
Yeah.
But the idea I like, but actually I just thought of this. Each series of games, like, because this is the end of Norse, and the formula for the Greek games was hack and slash. The formula for this one is almost like really methodical, kind of like Souls-like.
Sure.
I say that each time they change whatever pantheon
every pantheon
they change the gameplay completely. Like it's like everything's done differently wherever you go.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of really that makes it really unique.
Yeah.
And makes them all worth coming to. Because otherwise it'd just be like fucking Assassin's Creed where it's just the same shit over and over and over again.
Yeah.
So I think using the setting to kind of change how everything is done, and maybe like doesn't even need to be an explanation, but just use that as an excuse to change everything and reinvent the series. This is a really cool idea.
What about you, John? Like, do you think they should stick with what they have now? Do you want them to explore something else?
For me, I've always loved the linear path. I'm not gonna lie, and how you evolutionize that linear path, like God of War 2018. It was a kind of a linear path, but you can still like explore things like that. But I love what DeFuchs just said. Have like the aesthetic change from point to point. That's something I actually never really thought of.
Yeah.
And I love my linear stories, and kind of open world is like. There is a problem with some open world games where it's just like, okay, here you are, you're finally starting gameplay, and here's like a whole task of things to do. You go here, go here, go here, here's a point in the distance. And it's like, it kind of becomes overwhelming, and I kind of shut myself out of that for a while. That's why I haven't beaten a Far Cry game in a long time.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't want to go through all these lists of tasks to constantly do. I kind of like my linear stories.
Yeah, open world games lately have been somewhat formulaic. It's like you said, like the Far Cry games look all the same. And Horizon Zero Dawn and Ghost of Tsushima, they're great games, but it's like they don't really have something that grabs me like what Elden Ring seems to be doing right now. It's like you come across bosses, like that blew my mind, dude. Like you're just walking like with your horse, and then this dragon comes out of nowhere. I'm like, oh my god, I would love to see that in a God of War game. It's like it's so open. It's like finding the Baldur dragon by accident, like doing cool shit like that. Not like you said, John, like an empty open world game. It's like, oh, here's a checklist of things to do.
Right.
It's like, that would feel cheap, right? But
I want a reason to explore.
Yeah.
That Elden Ring, like you're saying, Elden Ring is just. I think that's going to change the whole open world formula.
Yeah,
that's going to set the standard.
Yeah, that's why both the Focus and I think this is going to be the game of the year. Like even above God of War, it's like it's going to be the new thing. That's going to get the game of the year. So
that's it. I just kind of shied away from open world games because of the whole fucking checklist.
Thing.
That's why I can't play Witcher 3 because of that. Because like I'll open my map, put a question mark there, boop, go, boop, boop.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no.
Anyway, We got off topic.
We started talking about Elden Ring.
I'm about to say, we're gonna turn this to an Elden Ring. I haven't watched the trailer yet.
Oh my god, you have to watch it. I know you don't like Souls game, but you have to check it out, man.
That is 20 minutes. You will.
Would you
never
consider
regret spending.
Returnal a Souls game?
Returnal? Well,
Returnal
in the sense
is
of how you level up, I guess, right? Like
Returnal's a rogue game, like a roguelike. It's kind of more like Hades, except just different camera angle and stuff.
Yeah.
I beat Dark Souls on PS5. I'm not sure if that counts. For
You mean Demon Souls?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You mean Demon Souls? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
yes, that's a Souls game. Yeah.
So.
That's the first Souls game I've ever beaten, and it's probably be the last because they take a long. I hate I'm like an hour into it, like tippy toeing, so I don't die. So like a random trap, and then I get to the boss, I die, start the whole thing over. You know how many times I've rage quitted Demon Souls like 20 times, but I had nothing else to play, and I didn't want to waste $60. So it's like, I'm gonna grind because I paid.
Well, yeah, I'm not talking about. I'm not talking about making God of War like super difficult. I'm just looking at it from a world perspective. It's like the sense of adventure in this game is gonna be like through the roof, man. I don't want God of War games to be like metaphorical like Dark Souls games are. Like they still need characters. They still need more of an actual story, because Bloodborne and games like these are like cosmic horror crap, and it's like it's good, but it's like it's too vague. I would like
have to try to understand. Like it's not actually being told.
Yeah.
Which that's some people's jive, but like it's it's less accessible in a way.
Is there anything else? Go ahead.
I'll come back.
Yeah. Is there anything else you guys want to talk about God of War that I do? Because it was mostly me asking questions, but if you guys want to bring up some topics, we can. I just.
I do have a question actually for you guys.
Go for it, man.
What's up?
So, have you guys what was it in Lore and Legends or the novel?
Yeah.
Okay, I think it's Lore and Legends.
Okay.
It mentions Atreus thinks about the fact that Jormungandr's from the future, and so therefore there will be another Jormungandr created. So, what do you think would be the best motive? Right now they have no motive to create another Jormungandr unless
it's
the
by
current
accident.
one dies.
Or it's by accident.
Yeah, or by accident. Yeah, that could be another.
Because we see.
What is your guys' opinion on that?
Yeah, because we see Jormungandr being born as a willful act, but maybe that's not the case. Maybe it's just through magic interaction between Kratos and Atreus and Angrboda. It's like they did something magical, and then they released these beasts. So you end up with two Jormungandrs in the game. I don't know how they're gonna render that though. Like we said, it's for the PS4 as well. Like, two freaking Jormungandrs, man.
Well, it'd be a little one, little guy.
Yeah.
Little snake.
Yeah.
The new one, I think the little one, that's obviously going to be the one that gets sent back in time, because he gets sent back in time, and Thor walks up, he's like, "Oh, I'm about to kick your fucking ass."
So it's like a loop then. Like it's the one who
they
gets
fight, and then Jormungandr spends time growing so they can fight Thor again. Exactly, that kind of brings it back to it's cyclical. It's all happened before.
Right.
My take on it is like, again, I'm not good with the whole time travel thing, but doesn't that mean like it's a closed loop? It's not like really a cycle. Like let's say the snake is born, but the story keeps going forward.
I don't think it's a circle. I think it's a line that somehow they end up coming back to.
When we start getting into shapes, I kind of
bring out the diagram.
Exactly.
Bring it out.
That's how
Someone
complicated
draw
it
a
is.
picture for me, damn it.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's convoluted. If it was a loop, it'd just be a circle, but it's all over the place. It makes no fucking sense. It's a line, and it splits off in a million tiny pieces, which is what the world tree is. So yeah.
Because didn't they say that our Jormungandr came from the Ragnarok battle, or am I just assuming that because he fought Thor? He came from the Ragnarok battle.
True,
okay.
Yeah, because he was smaller and he came back and he grew.
Right. But this thing, when he came through this, I find this really interesting. We see a tapestry of Tyr's temple inside Tyr's temple, of the water actually rising, and there's this huge battle that takes place on the bridge, and Lore and Legends confirms this. There was a huge battle between, I'm guessing, the forces of Asgard and Tyr while he was trying to get the giants out. And then in the following tapestry, we see the temple sink, and it's like, oh shit, when this battle on the bridge was happening, Jormungandr came back to the past, and it started flooding the thing. So he must have come. I don't know how a baby Jormungandr would look like, but it'd have to be big enough to start sinking the whole all of Midgard.
I believe what Freya said is that when the serpent came back Thor and the serpent started fighting immediately.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then it ended in a stalemate, and then that's when the serpent grew huge.
Mm-hmm.
So the serpent wasn't even like full size in his version of Ragnarok, anyways.
Yeah.
So I think in that timeline, in the real mythology, anyways, the serpent sprays Thor with a poison, and then Thor hits it one last time. They both die.
Yeah.
So I think in our Ragnarok, I think the serpent's 100% gonna die. Man.
Okay.
I do not think the serpent's gonna survive, and there's also like a baby
Agreed.
serpent, which is like
Yeah.
you have this cute baby serpent, and like
He's
the other
really
serpent
fucking
is
old.
dead.
Yeah.
He's really old.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a beard, man. What snake has a beard? That's how old.
It's
he is.
seaweed. It's seaweed. Let it go. Man.
Hey,
It's a beard, man.
you're forgetting. Jormungandr's Kratos, okay?
Oh my goodness, Kratos, man.
Dude, don't even start, man. Don't even start, man.
I know.
He's got a beard,
I'm
okay?
fucking around.
But yeah. Anything else you guys want to bring up? Like the whole Jormungandr thing was really interesting. 7 here.
Oh, shit.
I have one thing.
see.
So we all know that Freya knows the weakness of Asgard's walls.
Yes. Yeah.
How do you think they're gonna implement that? Is like she gonna forget about us? Kratos is like gonna let her live after our battle, and she's gonna be like, "Well, I'm gonna go to Asgard now and try my hand to destroy Odin." How do you guys think that's gonna happen?
I don't fucking know, but it's something that I just can't bring myself to put in a theory. I'm like, I don't know how she'll do it though. Like it has to play a role in it, right? It's one of the things that has to happen. Freya comes back to our side. That's how I always see it. But yours is interesting too. Like you think
Right.
she kills Kratos, like, okay, who's next? Odin, let's do this. And then he just
The checklist.
yeah. Yeah.
Somehow, oh, my bad, John, you go ahead.
No. I was gonna say like maybe she can't kill Kratos. It's like I'm done with Kratos. Time to move on to the next target,
Right.
Which is Odin, and Ragnarok is happening. So like there is a huge distraction, right? What if the giants found a way to Asgard, similar to how the Titans found a way to Olympus?
Yeah.
And they're fighting, and during that whole chaos, Freya finds a way in, and Kratos is trying to stop her from fighting Odin because she's gonna die. She's probably not as strong as she thinks she is, not thinking straight. So that's also like a huge possibility. Like during the chaos of Ragnarok, she breaks in. What do you guys think? I'm really curious.
Oh, I like what you just said, but in some way, like this has to happen because otherwise they can't get into Asgard. Freya knows how to break the wall, but she probably can't do it herself because that's some strong magic. Maybe because I don't know, maybe it's something she can't get through because she's too small or not strong enough. So either way, somebody's gonna have to go to Muspelheim and relay that shit to Surtur and like.
Damn. Yeah.
So there's the flame giants have to know about it first. Like they're the ones who are just gonna bust through the wall. Like that's where it all starts.
I can see the portal scene from Endgame now. It's just like they're all coming in. Like it
Oh,
seems like everything seems bleak now, and then Surtur comes in like breaking the wall. Like let's do this.
It's just a portal and bam, big sword like before you even see him.
That'd be sick, man. I didn't ask you guys.
Well, what about you, Seven Year? Like, what do you think's gonna happen?
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot.
No, you're all good. With what? Sorry again.
It's the how is Freya gonna relay the message of Asgard's weakness?
How she's gonna break in?
Honestly, I'm like on board with defocus with Surt. He's gonna have to tie in because he does destroy Asgard.
Yeah.
But I'm unsure. I can't actually remember in Norse mythology what exactly is the weakness. Do you guys remember?
They never
There is-
say.
No,
they never say.
No, the giant tells Freya the weakness, but it doesn't say what it is.
Yeah, it's just some kind of like structural defect. I'm guessing he intentionally put in. Like that's
Yeah.
the simplest way to say it.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a gap in the magic since it's
It has to be magical. I
well.
think it has to be magical because I mean,
Yeah.
a crack in the wall is like, what's up with that? And like they'll
Which that from a writing perspective, that's actually really cool because, Asgard's a fortress that's like impenetrable, and Kratos' forest was basically impenetrable, and then he cut down that one tree, and then the wall's missing that one little part. It's pretty
that's
cool
cool.
parallel just to think about.
Oh shit,
Like, I think about
dude!
the-
Oh
I
my
think about
god!
the most random shit, dude.
Oh my
Like,
god, you're
I love
right.
that.
Because
Yeah, I love that.
because Faye's a giant.
awesome.
Like, and a giant is the one who built in the weakness to it. It could have been very similar to the protection stave she had around their home. It's like that's really interesting. I never thought of that. It's
Right.
like just break this single thing that the gods don't know of, and then just you can come in.
I think it's so cool how like what was it, Thamor is the one who built that wall and told Freya the weakness. I just think it's so badass how he like built the wall, put in the weakness, told Freya, and like accepted death. Right, he died with like a smile on his face when Thor like destroyed his head.
Yeah,
you know, it's I think that's really fucking cool.
Yeah. Something I do wish we see eventually is a even though they say this is the last Norse game, I want a prequel game, dude, because there's just so much stuff we don't know of. Like John mentioned, like Kratos arriving in Scandinavia and then there being a winter and stuff. Like, what the hell's up with all that? Like, it's just they can do a lot more things in the Norse pantheon that I want to see. And like Corey said in the interview, like they're only gonna touch upon like three. I mean, the three things they're gonna do in the story, or Eric needs to do, are three things, which is the men in the mural, who blew the horn, and something else, right?
Yeah.
But
I want to see. We need to see that Kratos versus Shovel Knight fight.
Shovel Knight looking all realistic,
that's
and
canon. That's canon, though. That's canon.
Yeah, you gotta give him a God of War,
Kratos
twist.
gave him Zeus's shield from his shovel from when he was the gravedigger too. Yeah.
How do you explain that? He went by Deimos' grave and then picked up the shovel. Like, see, Corey dug himself in a hole when he said that was actually canon.
I believe the canon part was Kratos like exploring and walking around. I don't think the guy actually met a dude with a shovel.
Dude, okay, John.
Like, come on, man.
John.
I feel like
it may look stupid, but it's like if you give Shovel Knight like a God of War treatment, like make him all like gritty and he's full of blood. It's like,
he's gonna bump you with the shovel.
And he's got a broken sword in his hip, and he's just using a shovel. He's like, I'm ready for this, man. But then again, Shovel Knight did beat Kratos. I just don't see that, happening.
Shovel Knight takes off his helmet, and it was Deimos all over. There we go. That's it. That's how he gets the shovel. Confirmed.
Fan fiction at its finest right now. Yeah.
Shovel Knight is Deimos.
Yeah. And speaking of weapons, do you? Sorry, Severino. Go ahead. I'll bring it back to the topic.
I did want to ask you a very important question I never asked.
Go for it.
Do you think we will meet Faye in the next game?
Someone want to answer that? I'll go last. You guys go ahead.
What's your...
John, you or me? Okay, yeah.
I think we'll get more information about her, right? The information we have so far from the God of War literature is kind of like scattered around, and you can make a story about her origin, but will we see her in a flashback? Will be fucking cool. Right? What if like the game opens up in like a flashback of these two fucking characters meeting? I remember there was an interview where Corey was talking about Faye and how he wants somehow to show us what's gonna happen. So it would be fucking cool if like we would see a flashback of these two characters meeting and actually get to see what the hell she looks like. I'm tired of the teases. Show me an image. There's so much fan like images out there of what she looks like. So will we see her? I think yes. I think we'll see her in a flashback. Yeah.
Go ahead, the Fuchs.
Personally, I like the mystery. I like that we have this faceless hero, this legend, this like she's really hyped up as this great and amazing being. To kind of put a face with that, I think it would be both good and bad.
It'll disappoint you, think?
It wouldn't be what we expect in some way with probably the way it's presented because she's already been shown to us in just this insanely amazing light. Or they could just go the way, the route of she really wasn't what they said she was, because murals can be inaccurate, stories can be false. Her intentions couldn't have been the most noble or righteous. Like, I feel like us actually seeing her is going to probably tie into some sort of plot twist.
Right.
I don't know. I just feel it.
I just think we're gonna.
No,
I just think we're gonna get a glimpse of her in another timeline. I think I was during my prediction thing. I was trying to solve the whole problem with the post game section. Like, oh, we can have Ragnarok, just have it in another timeline. But people didn't like that. But my idea was that we would go to another timeline and there'd be a Ragnarok battle happening. And in this Ragnarok battle, Faye was still alive, and then we just see her in the distance, and it's like Faye. And then he returns to his timeline, and we just get a glimpse, like as
I'd be okay with that.
5 seconds, just like there she is. It's like you finally get to see it, right? And then you go back to Kratos goes back to his timeline.
Yeah,
but I just don't know if we'll see her though. Yeah.
I want to touch on something like the Fuchs said. I think that's actually really interesting. I didn't think about it. How like Faye's intentions might not have been the noblest, and if you think about it, if her intentions is for the giants to win the war, it could be born out of place of hate. Like
Yeah.
is Faye a flawed character like everybody else is? Everybody is flawed in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I am 100% convinced that she knew of Kratos, like, and who he was and what role he was supposed to play, and just sort of kind of played that to her advantage and actually ended up loving the dude. Like, their first fight was maybe just her testing to see, like, oh, yeah, this dude's about that shit. So,
Yeah.
For me, I kind of feel like that way is like she just used Kratos, to make
maybe
to
at
make Loki.
first,
And
but like in
Used
reality,
him to make love.
it ended up being genuine.
I mean, part of me doesn't really like that idea because I like the idea of Kratos actually finding like true happiness after all this time. He killed his family, wanted to die, wanted to erase those memories to just destroying the gods, and now wanting to be alone and finding somebody else. And I kind of feel like that will like destroy that that story of Kratos. But like I said, I do think what you said was great. The whole like. Maybe her intentions was not good, Maybe she just wants the gods to die for a selfish reason rather than like a freedom type of reason. I don't know. It's very interesting with the character of Faye.
Yeah.
It could kind of tie into the recurring themes of God of War. There's nothing happy about the games, like no matter what. It's always tragic. Like even in the new one, like the themes are not happy at all. They're just presented in a different way. It's less carnage, but it's depressing. Like when you think about what Kratos is going through in his own head, what he sees, he's constantly reminded of his trauma. Like I don't think it ends happily. Like not yet.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever been happy.
I guess we can make this into the last question because I mean, one of the most important things that now, thanks to John's interview with Eric and Corey, we know it's the thing. Up until now, I wasn't really sure. Kratos is immortal. How does that happen, though? How is he immortal? Because, I mean, it was really funny that moment. It's like, oh, I'll tell you how, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That was legendary. That was great.
No, but the point is, John, is that by him doing that, it turns out that it's important. He's not ready to reveal it yet. Because up until that point, I'm like, is he immortal? I'm not really sure yet. Because the novel says he can't die by his own hand. Like, can he just not commit suicide anymore? Like, what's the curse here? So
during my when I was really looking into it, and I bothered with Bruno about it for a while, and he confirmed that only Corey knows, and I'm assuming Eric knows as well. The only mention of Kratos' immortality through any of the books is a very small moment in the God of War 1 novel. It says the curse of Gaia, of anybody who kills their own family member or spills their own family's blood, then Gaia can make that person immortal. That's the only mention. But as you told me before, the novels, especially the really old ones, like the God of War 1 novel,
the first two, yeah.
That can be completely doesn't matter anymore.
Dude, the God of War 2 novel ends with Atlas escaping the underworld and joining the fight. I'm like, where did the writer get this? Like, Atlas is not in God of War 3. Well, what the hell happened here? So yeah, some of the novels, the first two novels are kind of secondary canon. So we're not really sure what that thing with Gaia is either.
Right.
So it's like there's no definitive answer. The only way to truly know is to become a director of one of these games, which I am scheming on. So these people can actually get into a room and tell me, so I can actually know.
I will swear an oath of secrecy. I will sign all the NDAs. I just want to fucking
Look,
know.
I won't tell you guys a damn thing, okay? I'm being honest. Corey, Eric, please hit me up.
You would just upload a video. Oh, I know, and that's it. And then just thanks for watching. Bye. that could be the video.
Hold up,
That's it. 30 seconds.
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah. But yeah, I just think there's something there with the higher existence. Fallen God was kind of meh. Let's just be honest. But there's that thing where he just goes. Stephanie and I talked about it. How he just goes into this plane and talks to Athena and the god Thoth, right? So I feel like his immortality is tied up with something with the higher gods. Like they won't let him die.
I think so too. Yeah.
Yeah.
In reality, the question remains. Each pantheon in mythology has its own way of explaining the origin of everything, right?
Right.
Like, each one of them has the primordials.
Mm-hmm.
Like, God of War has, Greece has, like chaos and Nyx and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And the Norse has, like, Ymir and shit like that.
And the cow, yeah.
What if it's like all the stories are kind of like a similar origin as of how everything got created. And there's like above all the normal pantheons, there's like some insane like just all-knowing cosmic being.
Yeah, like it's
Like,
Cthulhu,
like, what if that would
Cthulhu
explain
type of crap.
everything?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah, like and not even Cthulhu, maybe just like some ultimate god. Like that sounds kind of cool.
Like the
That's-
Abrahamic one. Like
Damn.
Oh no, I ain't gonna lie. I'd fight Jesus. In a
Oh, I'll fight him too. I don't care.
I'd kick his ass.
but
Don't get canceled now. Okay.
yeah. Go ahead, Souvenir. I think you wanted to say something because you agree with me that the higher existence is mixed up in this.
Yeah, I think. I mean, it's kind of confirmed, right, with the Fallen God comics, that there is some other plane of existence, some other gods that are. I feel like there's like this hierarchy that we are kind of unaware of right now. So there definitely is something beyond.
Yeah.
Because remember when Athena died, it's confirmed that she ascended because of her selfless act.
Yeah.
So it's hinted.
Well, I
she's
think,
like
yeah,
ascended.
Corey said that in an interview. It hasn't been said in game, so that might be retcon. But go on. Yeah, go on. That's the best we got at the moment. Yeah.
I don't think Athena's there either. I don't.
Yeah. I think if we do meet whoever these guys are, it's going to be maybe most likely in later games, though. Maybe Kratos comes to this realization.
Yeah.
They're the root of the problem.
But
you know,
see-
I've been going after the wrong people the whole time.
Yeah, but my problem with that is that God of War is Kratos, but I think a huge part of what makes God of War is the mythologies, right? If we go into these realms that are kind of just vague in their being, so I'm fighting wisdom, I'm fighting perseverance. I'm like, I don't know how good this would make for a God of War game. It's like you're fighting these unseen entities, right? It's kind of vague. I don't think it would go with the God of War formula too well. I don't know if you guys agree with that.
This is a lot just to answer if Kratos is immortal. This is the crazy shit, you know. That,
Yeah.
But with the higher gods that you guys have mentioned, I don't think that they will make an appearance in any way. I do think that they're just like these beings that are there, right? That was said during interviews that we know that Athena went to this higher plane of existence. Will we ever see it? I don't think so. But I just think that they're just beings that are there, right?
Yeah.
Will they make Kratos immortal? I think that's kind of weird. Why choose Kratos, right? Is he meant for something more? I don't know why they would make him immortal, but
Yeah.
it's definitely something interesting that's really deeply rooted in the God of War lore.
Yeah. Anyway. Well, I guess I'll get to a few super chats people sent. They sent some questions, and we'll get to that. Let me just turn this thing off, because they're going to be confused by it. Let me just open up the thing. So yeah, guys, it has been quite fun. Like, you can still answer their questions, because I think it's only 2 super chats. Look at me. It's only 2 super chats. How dare you? Send more super chats. No.
How long has it been since we started? I don't even know.
It's been 2 hours.
I don't want it to end.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Me too, man.
Was this today? I think it was today. Yeah. So Gamer Pro India says, one of the murals about Thrym who stole Thor's hammer. Odin made Freya to disguise Thor. Since Freya is a nemesis, would she disguise Tyr as Odin? So I think his question is, would Freya disguise Tyr as Odin? Right?
Or disguise Odin as Tyr, maybe?
Odin. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Odin as Tyr. I think that's what he meant. Yeah.
That could happen. It makes sense because like they said, she did disguise Thor as a woman in a dress to ambush a wedding.
Right.
Oh, in the traditional myth, right? Yeah.
Well,
I think even in the game too, because Freya was supposed to marry Thrym, and when they were going to present Mjolnir to consecrate the wedding, Thor popped out and started beating the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't think he transformed into a woman in the actual game. I think the game story was a little bit different from the Norse story. I think they changed it a little bit.
Yeah, they do that even with the Skadi mission. Like it's changed because Loki is an integral part in killing Skadi's father, right? Which is something interesting. We didn't really get into that, but it's okay. Souvenir, did you want to give your thoughts on it, on Thrym and Odin being Tyr in disguise?
I wouldn't like that. I just feel like it would be such a
cheesy plot twist.
It's kind of like that theory. Yeah, it's kind of like that theory that Mimir is Odin. Well, then technically we already killed Odin, because we chopped him off. Or we chopped
Yeah.
we chopped his head off.
The legendary,
draw.
the legendary Durlin is Odin. I can never get behind that one. I can't.
Yeah, like I don't like that theory at all. I totally agree with Souvenir. I don't like, okay, this person is this person disguised, then what's the end to that, Is
That's a
the
cop-out.
serpent Odin it's disguised? Like, is the serpent Odin, is I don't like that,
It
makes no
like
sense.
that.
It's the equivalence of it was all a dream. It's like it kind of undermines these characters completely.
It's like a got you moment.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a
that
cheesy
doesn't
plot
work.
twist. Yeah, and I hope because I do think there's gonna be a plot twist with Odin, but I think it's gonna be a little bit more smart. It's more smart than that. Like regarding Atreus' rage or something. It's gonna be something pivotal. That's gonna alter the thing. It's not like haha, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Speaking of Odin, I don't think he's going to be anything like what we're thinking. Like I could just imagine he's just going to be this hermit.
That's
Like
what Eric
this-
said. Yeah.
This he did he?
Yeah, in the after the
That's-
showcase, he said like, "Oh, he's just this old man doing his own stuff." But go ahead.
I didn't watch that part. I'm sorry.
Look at you, man. You should be the director, man. You just
Yeah, I was just thinking like he's just going to be this sad old man who's basically like that fucking homeless dude screaming at the wall in an alleyway.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think honestly I don't think Odin's going to be like the big bad because he's
I don't know. I mean,
he's just scared. He's too caught up in his own fear. Like
that's one of the issues of just finishing the North series in 2 games. It's like you don't really get to, because people would like Odin to be the main bad guy. He's the king of the gods, for crying out loud. Like
But-
you expect him to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that comes back to subverting expectations.
True. Yeah.
Like if it's set up properly, like that could, yeah. I think
He's
Thor
a
could be
big
the good big bad. Oh my bad, John.
Sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, it's like, for me, I think Odin is still going to be the big bad, right? I do think that he's an old guy, yeah, but I do think that he has so much knowledge that he's a more formidable guy, a guy that messes with our heads, he has the power of like illusions on his side, he can do all these things, like Zeus could do a lot, but he was also physically strong.
Yeah.
Just take that physically strong aspect and just create like a magical type of thing,
So maybe
No.
a sort of, oh my bad.
Go ahead, Souvenir. Yeah. I think it was Souvenir.
Oh, no. I was just listening to you guys.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go.
I think it was John. John was saying
John,
something
okay.
else. My bad.
Oh, no, that was it. I think.
Oh,
I think Odin.
Yeah, what you mentioned with the illusions and the magic, I really like that though. Instead of like, Ragnarok itself could be this big cinematic, just insane, batshit crazy thing. And when you do go to fight Odin, let's say it's more personal and just like quiet and depressing, like, and he pulls the illusions. It could be similar to not the exact same thing, but similar to the whole Fear Kratos segment in God of War 3.
Okay.
Like something similar, so if you actually get to fight Odin,
Yeah.
it's like he kind of uses your own fears against you and shit like that. And
Yeah, he messes with your mind. You have to like
Yeah.
break free.
Yeah.
it can be a real like personal type of thing.
Well, Game of Pro says, what if Asgard is a place like a palace in Loki series Beyond? Loki series, the new one, the Loki series.
I haven't seen it. Like the
Yeah,
Oh, Beyond Time. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a character. Okay, you haven't seen it yet. I don't.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna deviate too much of what Asgard looks like. I think it's gonna have its own twist, but it's still gonna have a rainbow bridge. It's still gonna have a palace of some kind. I don't know. First of all, do you guys think that where Tyr is in prison is Asgard by any chance? To me, it just doesn't look like it. You think so? Okay, all right.
No. It's not Asgard. It's not. It's not.
Okay.
I think it's Svartalfheim.
Yeah, I noticed too that there's a little, not a cave. It's like below some rocks in that cave. There's like bags. I'm like, oh, small enough for a dwarf to fit in there. So it's like it has to be Svartalfheim, I think. What do you think, Souvenir? Do you think it's Asgard?
Well, what I looked at was there's two things I noticed in that scene. First of all, I believe it's a depiction of Odin on the side. You can barely see it, and also
the faces, yeah.
the actual, yeah, and also the enemies. They look like what's the army called? The Einherjar, I think.
Einherjar, yeah.
Odin's army.
Yeah.
Oh,
They do
so-
look like.
Yeah.
So my theory was, I think it's Asgard, but yeah, I mean it's hard. It is hard to see from just that one scene.
It doesn't look
kind of makes
extravagant enough, though.
It kind of was.
Well, but it's not. But the cave.
Mm.
That might be to symbolize like how they're treating, Tyr because he I don't know, maybe far-fetched stuff.
Yeah, just have it in squalor instead of the amazing palace of.
Yeah.
But what comes to my mind is how the lore mentions that Svartalfheim's cut off because some deal, the giants and Odin made. I mean, not the giants, the dwarves and Odin had some kind of deal going on. Like,
yeah, they would keep the Hill Walkers out. I think 7 Years is the one who uploaded that video, right?
Yeah, and I want to say that there's more to that, and Odin's using that place to basically imprison Tyr.
Yeah.
But pardon me if I'm wrong, but wasn't there like lore saying that Odin was worried that the dwarves and the Vanir might team up to destroy the Aesir?
Yeah, I think
so.
No.
Yeah,
was
like,
there? I mean, maybe the feeling is there, but I don't think those words are. I don't know. I could be wrong. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
I think it's in the lore and legends, the description of Svartalfheim.
Yeah,
I think that's what's mentioned. If someone could look that up.
I really have to read this book
exactly
again. It's been a while since I've read it. I'm gonna have to do a little bit of refreshing with it.
It's not exact. Yeah, it's not exactly those words, I think, but it's like indirectly hinted that was his fear. If they came together, that would be a threat to.
Yeah, during the Vanaheim War.
Yeah, and in the trailer we see this statue in the back that people seem to think it's Odin. He has a staff, so Odin has a spear, so it could be something like that. It looks like an older man.
For me, anybody can hold a staff,
Right, yeah, true.
So who would be worthy of a statue of holding a staff? That's the question.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know, but I do think that Tyr is locked up in Svartalfheim. I do agree with Kuba on that, because there is like that little hole that a dwarf that they could fit through. So I do agree with you.
Something I found really cool about Svartalfheim is that we can see in one of the shots where they're fighting enemies, you can see this rail that's for the carts that goes all the way up a mountain. Like, that is so cool, because the dwarves are miners. I think they mine. So
exactly. Yeah.
You can actually see it looks like a roller coaster. Like, god damn, that's the first thing we see when in the trailer we see it go down. But now we're seeing it from the ground. Like, the Svartalfheim looks beautiful, man. I love how it looks.
I can't wait. I can't wait to go there.
Yeah.
I love how peaceful it is. Like, when's the last time in God of War where we see a peaceful area where
Sparta.
they're just living their lives doing the thing?
Yeah.
What was that?
Sparta and Ghost of Sparta. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh shit, it is similar to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, it's
Holy
just scripted. Yeah, but in this one you see dwarves just walking around and stuff like it. Yeah, it's.
I am really excited to just see. I just want to see life. I want to see NPCs. Like, I don't want to only see monsters. I want to see people. I want to get side quests from people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I want to go do stupid shit.
In my analysis, the dwarves, like, they're interacting with each other, they're helping, pick some stuff up in the background, like helping each other. I just think that's so fucking cool. I can't wait to explore that realm. Just try to Spartan kick random dwarves, even though I know I can't.
It's funny. We think of God of War 2018 as being amazing, right? But once this game comes out, we're gonna see all the flaws it had, because they'll be reflected in the new things the game does. It's like, holy shit, why is God of War 2018 so empty? Why don't we see more NPCs? It's like, you're gonna start to see these things, right? Like, oh, this is way better now. You're gonna realize what you were missing in the first game, I think.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sure.
that's all part of a sequel. A sequel is supposed to improve on every single aspect that the previous game did. So if that happens, that means they did everything right.
Yeah.
World building is important.
Go ahead, Souvenir. Yeah.
Also, on a side note, I know there were some stupid people on Twitter saying, "Oh, look at the animations; they're the same from 2018." They need to understand how expensive it is to make a game. The time, the money, the resources, the amount of people you gotta hire. So it's like a lot of games do this, and it's not something to be worried about, because obviously 2018 was the foundation that they're building upon within Ragnarok. So.
Right.
It's a very.
It honestly feels like a true sequel. Seeing the Lake of Nine frozen and there being a new traversal form. It seems like a true sequel, and they're nailing it so far. Yeah.
I mean, in regards to everything being almost the same, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah.
I mean,
exactly,
it's simple. It's
like
simple
the
as
PS5
that.
logo.
Yeah.
It's just fucking simple as that.
My honest opinions, like, That's just Twitter being Twitter. I mean, come on, like
Right,
I
right.
stopped taking Twitter seriously like a long time ago when it comes to gaming criticism.
Yeah.
Like one of the stupidest like pieces of things I saw was the way that Kratos gets in the boat is exactly the same.
How's he gonna do it? He's gonna backflip onto it. Someone said.
He's gonna do a cannonball.
It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen. It's the same character. First off, it's not the same. If you watch the whole thing, you say it's the same, then you're blind. I'm sorry. And what do you expect? You know, it's so stupid. It's like I stopped taking Twitter seriously when it comes to gaming criticism like that. You know, some dude was trying to chop a tree down in God of War 2018. It was like, you can't chop tree down. I was like.
That's John. That's someone who had played Breath of the Wild previously. He had played Breath of the Wild previously. He's like, I can do this now. Just let me do it. But
It's the stupidest thing I've ever saw. It's like I don't know. It makes me upset and angry.
John, you and me have already had the talk about Abandon on Twitter. That's a whole different can of
what?
beans.
Oh god, man. Oh my god. Like that bothered me, but it's like I embraced the meme. It was a meme at that point.
what meme? What?
Whatever happened to it?
Oh, that Abandon game.
The Abandon was Metal Gear.
Oh,
Silent
yeah.
Hill.
Yeah.
like,
Pick your stupid pick,
speaking
man.
of
Oh my
Twitter,
god! I just realized, yeah,
take
like
it seriously.
both John and the Focus are huge fan of Metal Gear. Like they love the Metal Gear series. I just realized that.
Oh, same.
Yeah, I'm actually the only one who hasn't played that series. I have to do it
Damn
though.
it, Cuba.
Yeah,
I
dude,
have
that
to-
near
I have to do
making Death Stranding videos. Like those are cool as fuck.
Stop. Sorry.
Oh,
I'll
you-
do it.
did-
I'll do it.
Did you watch? Did you? Sorry, you said you watched my Death Stranding videos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, you made
Oh,
that
yeah.
Stranding video?
I made a few. Yeah. Actually, did I tell you guys on a side note? I actually met Kojima for like 15 seconds.
You met
Oh, get the
Kojima.
fuck
What?
outta here.
How?
Yeah, well, there was an event, like a marketing event for Death Stranding in 2019, I believe, in London.
Yeah.
So I traveled from Scotland to England, and it was like a very quick meet and greet. I hadn't even slept. I meet him, and I'm like, holy crap, it's him.
That's
It's
so
the
cool,
legend.
I am-
And
I am
I
so
shook his
jealous.
hand.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I got a picture. I look so tired in the picture. I look like I haven't slept in years. But,
Send it.
That's so cool, man. All right. Sean says,
I'll have to
"I
find
got you, fam." Thank you so much, Sean, for the super chat. And Geocrop says, "Can't forget your tip. Great work, guys." Well, thank you to the Fukas, John, and Seven Ear, man. And Racky plays says hello. Let me just hit refresh, see if anyone else sent one. I don't want to miss anyone. That's about it. And thank you guys so much for the super chats. I really do appreciate it. So yeah, guys, I think we talked about a lot of things here. Like if you guys want to say anything else,
Well, I think we could talk about God of War like forever. You know,
yeah,
like
for real.
Yeah, this
He's like-
this been
2
really
hours
fun.
just flew by. Uh-huh.
This was well worth the wait.
Yeah, it was fun, man. So yeah,
The question is, when are we doing it again?
I mean, look, you guys can invite
Yeah.
me anytime you want, or we can do it here as well. I'm up for whatever. Okay, I know the Fukas asked me to be in his review video. I don't know what you're gonna have
Yeah,
to say.
I saw that. It's basically up on sale for everybody. I know Zev said he'd do it,
Yeah,
so you can be on it too as well, John, if you want to.
No,
it's
I'm
gonna-
down.
Yeah.
Hell
Wait,
yeah.
on a side note, I just realized, but GBG didn't make it today.
well, did he say he was
Maybe
going
next
to?
time
I don't
we
think
can
he did though.
Yeah, he just
Oh yeah,
he did.
yeah. He's just chilling in the chat.
Oh,
is he?
Where?
No, chilling as in he's just like he just lurks about, I suppose.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I did ask you guys to if you guys wanted to do it, and I don't think he commented on it.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing him say anything recently.
Shit. We just I have to. One of us has to get GBG, or all of us, to play God of War Ascension with him, because he's more of a gameplay guy, right? And he still
Right.
plays God of War Ascension, man. I can't believe.
Is the multiplayer still live on that?
Yeah, it's still live.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
And
wow.
It's the most
Dude.
frustrating thing ever.
Let's do it.
I can't.
GBG, where the
I
fuck
can't.
you at? Let's do it.
It's the most frustrating thing ever, says John.
It's God of War Ascension's multiplayer. It's frustrating, man. It's just like the people who are playing right now, this second, have been playing for like 10 years straight, non-stop. You know, so
GBG
he's
curious.
It's just people who couldn't afford another game, and they've been getting really good at that game, like nonstop. I tried to get in, and I couldn't do anything. Yeah, I was decent when it came out, but multiplayer has never been for me.
You see, because me,
Unpopular
I
opinion.
go for it.
Oh, I was gonna make a joke. Unpopular. Well, not really a joke. Unpopular opinion. Ascension was a good game.
Oh my god, the Fukas too?
You agree?
I
What?
fucking
agree?
love Ascension.
What?
That game
I
is
love
not
Ascension
bad.
too. Yeah.
What?
It's
Yeah.
short. It's short. It's sweet.
see.
It gets to the point.
How do you-
It gives us those feelings and everything that Kratos felt after he killed his family. That's the shit that we need. To
Hey, the Fukas, look at the playback. Look at the playback, man. Look at the playback.
face.
I'm about
Your
to.
face.
Oh my god! Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, you can't see it. I was about to
I
kick
can't
you.
see
it.
It's
See
okay,
you
it's
camera
okay.
off.
I see you on the
True,
video.
true.
You're
I
just
forgot.
like looking
I
at me.
forgot.
Like, what the fuck?
I don't know, dude. Ascension for me was a bit of a miss, man. Like the story just wasn't
Oh, you too? Oh, I thought you loved it. I thought I was gonna be the only one
there.
here
Nah,
that.
no.
that
John and I
enjoyed it so much.
we're here together. Like we did not like Ascension very much, and my biggest.
Ascension wasn't a bad game.
Yeah. Go ahead, John. Go ahead.
Compared to the other God of War games, I think it's at the bottom.
That's what I
I'm
mean.
sorry.
Yeah,
I think it's better than Chains of Olympus.
Oh well.
My heart.
I mean, they're close, but Chains of Olympus is a little bit better. The story's there. True, the story's kind of short, but it's more
Chains of
classic.
Olympus
God of
kind of
War.
almost make me cry though.
Yeah,
That
with
almost
when you
makes me
separate. Yeah. I don't know. The thing I realized about Ascension lately is that the story is not reflected in the gameplay. I realized that so late, and I'm like, oh my god, that's what's missing here. You see this Kratos who's seeing visions and cutscenes, but you don't really see that in gameplay. He's just regular old gameplay, like regular old Kratos. And it's like, you don't really get to see that. Wouldn't it have been cool if there was some chest that would disappear when you were to open them or something like that? God of War 3 did a better illusion mechanic than Ascension did. Ascension didn't even have one. I don't know, it's just... Yeah, let's just say it was decent at best, but it's like, out of all the God of War games, I would say it's the worst one.
Was it necessary? No,
Mm.
but I enjoy it all the same.
Alright.
All right, my bad, John. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say Ascension is not a bad game. Just
Mm-hmm.
comparing it to the other God of War games, I think there are some issues. For me, I'm a story guy. Like, if I am not sure what I'm doing or into it within like the first like 2 hours, I'm kind of like over it.
Yeah.
And Ascension's story picks up in the middle. That's when they explain everything that's happening. When the middle of the game, that's when it's a really good game to me, right? Because the story is implemented really well. Especially the ending was so fucking awesome. I love Ascension's ending. I just don't like. Yeah.
I wish there was more to Orcos. I really do.
Yeah. Well, guys, we've been talking for more than 2 hours now, I'm pretty sure. It has been fun, but I'm going to have to end this here. Anything else you guys
It's been
want to
more
say?
than 2 hours.
I think
It's been more than 2
Yeah.
hours.
Has it been more?
Fuck
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
let's
been
go.
crazy. It was awesome. We gotta do this again.
2 hours and 11 minutes. Yeah, like for us, the time just goes by really quickly. We have so many things to talk about, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, anything else you guys want to say before we go?
Uh,
I'm really, really grateful lately for the God of War community. It's really, I'm not gonna lie. Even though we dragged Twitter earlier, especially on Twitter, God of War Twitter is like some of the best shit I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Like they're great over there. But yeah, the community just keep being awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you said, God of War Twitter is great. I'm talking about like the
It is,
negative
yeah.
people who've never played shit in their life. You know,
Yeah.
People complain about like everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
The support from Stanley Santa Monica, like showing love to their creators, and you know the fans are part of the experience. So thank you to them for supporting us.
7 here. You gotta top it, man. You gotta top it now.
Shout out Bruno though.
No,
Bruno's the man.
I just wanted to. Yeah, shout out to Bruno. Bruno's awesome.
Bruno's
But
amazing.
no, I just wanted to say thanks for the opportunity, Cuba. This has been really fun. We should
Yeah.
hopefully we guys should all like collaborate again in some capacity through videos or whatever. Actually, I was working on a video and I wanted to see if I could possibly get some of you guys on.
No.
Or all you
no
guys
worries, man.
on.
Of course, yeah.
Of course.
Of course, man.
Of course.
Yeah.
Or some like voiceover or something.
Yeah, of course, man. Don't worry about it.
I have one more thing though.
Go for it, man.
It's in regards to you guys. A lot of people treat YouTube like it's a competition. You know, see who can get bigger than the other, who can get the most views and shit. You guys aren't like that, and I really appreciate it. I'm glad to be associated with such a great group of people. Like, I really wouldn't hang out with anybody else when it comes to making content.
Yeah.
It's really refreshing. Like you got like we're all in it together, like patting each other on the back. Like we're not trying to fucking one up the other. And
I don't know how John sees it. Right?
Take all the glory, so to speak.
Yeah,
right?
I don't know how John sees it. The way I see it is like it's good that there's a God of War community on YouTube. Like before God of War 2018, there wasn't one, and now you have people who want to be more, who want to get into the God of War series. And like that's cool because in a way, we're a small part in this, wheel in this machine, right? But we kind of keep God of War alive. Like I get those comments a lot, and it's like, dude, you made me want to get God of War. I'm like, that's awesome, man. It's like I'm helping the series that has kind of helped me throughout my life. So John, the Fukas, 7 years. There's a lot more that just couldn't fit in here. Like it would be too crazy of a collab. But there's God of War Geek, Shane Static, a bunch of people who make God of War videos. And it's awesome that there's more people than do it, right? And I want to see more God of War YouTubers or people who kind of focus on it. You can go ahead, John. Yeah.
No. What you said earlier, when I made my God of War 2016 video, like my first God of War video, the only reason I made it is because I saw the God of War 2016 trailer, and I started looking at information. I'm like, wait a minute, after God of War 3, everything was destroyed, and I didn't find like a single video explaining it. I had to scroll down to like page 5 to actually find somebody talking about it, and it's like, I'm gonna make this video and to watch this community just fucking expand. I met Kuba first, and now I finally get to talk to you two. I've talked to Shane. I went on like one of his streams or whatnot. I stream sniped him. To watch this community like just grow from what it was in 2016, which is almost non-existent. And then God of War 2018, thank God, turned out to be absolutely fantastic with its writing and its characters and the acting. To get to this point, I'm extremely grateful. For meeting all of you.
So I'm grateful for you guys. I'm glad you guys are doing God of War content as well. I do appreciate that. And there's always this friendly competition, at least with me. It's like you have to be, you want to be better, but it's like in a friendly way. It's like how can we make what we do even better? And we're always improving. At least John right now is hiring voice actors and freaking animators, man. So it's like what else can I do for the God of War community? And I want to bring like the art contest like from Vati. I'm straight up copying him. I'm not ashamed to say it, man. Like I want to do stuff like that. It's like it's just so cool to see the God of War community grow here.
I like to say that we all build off of one another.
Like
we're not stealing each other's ideas, but we're all helping each other out in ways to perfect our craft.
Exactly.
100%.
For me, it's like God of War 20 was such a great game, and it's like it makes me want to create my own stories. That's why I'm starting to try to get this production thing.
Get going, back on that stop motion shit. You were really doing
the stop motion thing.
That was awesome.
I'm still doing things on the side with that. I just want to create something. I really want to create the stop motion thing, the comic thing, the what if thing. It's I'm eternally grateful for God of War.
Yeah. Well, John, about that, my dream job is to be a voice actor. So like, I'll do this shit for free. You put me on some little boat. Put me on like, give me 2 fucking lines. I'll do it.
Boat captain, man. Not you again. That's my
Scottish, so I got my Mimir already.
John only came here to recruit, man. Look at him. He's just like, if you need a Spanish god, I got you, man. I can speak Spanish. Some kids.
I got plans for you, Cuba.
I can be Quetzalcoatl, man. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Right, I was gonna say pull some Aztec shit.
It'd be Juan.
All right, guys. It has been fun. I will have all of your links in the description and also at the top of the comment section. You can check out. Obviously, you guys know John Ford. The Fukas does awesome God of War content in 7 years as well, man. So definitely give him a check him out, and just subscribe, if you like their stuff. And thank you guys so much for watching. And until then, remember, go forth in the name of